Awesome. Episode 11. We are into June. We've recorded our first month of podcast. We got 10 episodes done in 1 month, so that's fucking awesome.
The chick who sold me that looks smooth and mellow, I'll tell you that much.
Our stuff, as always, I'm finishing up this Burnett's Cherry with Cherry Coke. And
about time you ain't got no damn cheap shit.
Well, it is cheap, though.
Better than Fleshman's.
Better than Fleshman's, better than Exclusive, better than Absolute, better than all that dumb shit.
Yeah, so
better than LTD Canadian whiskey.
This Friday, I'm gonna go with Junior purposely and text him like, okay, I need some new horrible cheap shit to try out for my liver. So,
Lord help us all.
All right, everybody, do the roll call. What the fuck you're drinking?
Junior, you're up. That's your cue.
You know what?
Just stay what you're drinking. That's all.
I'm trying
Let's
to stay.
begin with that.
Okay.
And then we'll start.
I'm trying to get my words together.
Either you start or I'm starting.
You can start. Yeah.
All right. Drinking the usual Bud Light Lime.
All right, cool.
I'm drinking Fireball.
Oh boy.
Hey, Jen here. I'm drinking Jack Daniel's Berry Punch. I got Hemp Tails, Passion Fruit Express, and Bud Light Tall Boy. Triple fisting over here.
Damn. Nothing better.
I'm drinking this cherry vodka.
How's it taste so far?
So far, so good.
It
goes really good with the cherry.
That's what I'm saying. It's the double cherry, so.
Elliot, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Bushmills, and Junior was so cheap I had to give him the Fireball whiskey.
Because Junior's back to work because some people have had a month off. Now he's back to the bullshit. We're seeing like he forgot how horrible his job is. And the funny part is the more he drinks, the angrier he gets. So
I don't understand why people just are just. I just don't understand the stupidity. I just don't understand where it is.
Well, see, after Saturday, like, I'm not sure if Al listened to it yet, but I was listening to episode 10 again, driving, and talking to Susan about listening to it. It sounds fucking hilarious. When it was going on, though, I said every fucking time you hear Jen pouring something, her IQ would drop 10 fucking points, and she would be slurring louder and louder.
Hey, I was passionate, though.
If that wasn't happening, then what's the point of drinking? Like, why are we drinking if we're not in that state?
But I was telling the guys, I said, because you have the fucking patience of a goddamn Tibetan monk, because you can't say it, but I can almost see in your eyes. I was just like, Jen, will you shut the fuck up? Because like
I thought it was funny.
Because you got Susan and Jamie next to each other. As usual, women, every time Susan would talk, Jamie pitched in. Jamie would talk, Susan pitched in. Then Jen's interrupt both you guys. Then as Jen's getting more and more fucking drunk, she's like, all right, guys, stop interrupting Al. And Al's like, he'd say something. A minute would go by, and Jamie's talking, Jamie, stop interrupting Al. Al's like, I haven't talked in a minute because your brain's so fucking wet brain back there. You heard Al talking a minute ago. Yeah. Then Jen starts getting passionate where it's like, a lot of people, especially Junior, they hate turning into their parents. That's their worst fucking fear.
Oh, don't even say it.
So Jen, we know we're going with Jen. With every fucking drink, how comes mom?
Oh, God.
It's like, Jen's one people where I spent 6 months on the fucking res, guys. And just like hiccuping and like, I understand fluent Mohawk Indian. Jen, you speak 5 words.
No, I don't. I speak a lot more than that.
She actually does speak
7,
more than 5.
Like, yeah. I was born and raised on a res, Jen. You weren't born on a res. I was raised on a res, Jen. You spent a summer on a res.
A lot more than a summer.
It's like, that's like me and Al this summer. We're gonna take a sabbatical, go to fucking China. We're gonna come back. Al's gonna have a fucking sumo outfit on. I'm gonna have a fucking samurai sword and say, my name is not Chris anymore. It's fucking Hin Lin or some shit. Al's gonna have some black Japanese name and say, you know what? We understand after a summer of like all the diversity and the 5 words we knew in Japanese, and we understand the Japanese culture. And guys, you dickheads spend 2 months out there.
Speaking about becoming parents, I will die before I become like my father. I will cease to exist. I will burn myself alive before I become like my father. I
mean, I give him credit. He does his best to fight. He keeps combing his hair like he's not losing it. He's probably needs glasses by now. He's fighting, wearing glasses and
I'm not even gonna talk. I'm not even gonna get into that. My vision is perfectly fine. I'm not gonna wear those birth control glasses. All right.
Well, that's like our friend Mark. We said Mark because his dad wears his big brown glasses, and Mark's like, well, big. He's wearing a birth control glasses. What's that? He goes, wearing them glasses, you ain't getting laid. And like, well, if anybody knows about how not to get laid,
it's definitely him. Definitely him.
Yeah, I love it. Jen is she's getting more and more fucked up. She's looking at Al like, Al, you understand? I'm an equal opportunist, Al. I fuck black guys, and she's staring at Al. It's like, just to let you know, I'm not racist, and I suck at any sort of dick. But episode 9, as Elliot's brother Carlton's finally listening to this, and he said he's trying to catch up and shit. And 9 was just the pinnacle where how we were all taking turns throwing jabs at Susan. But Susan was sober, so it's like we didn't get too much details out of her, which is great. 10, Susan started having a couple fucking drinks. So as we're getting to the whole George Floyd thing and the racial stuff part, at one point Susan looks at Al, and Susan has a couple of beers, and she's like, you know what, Al, you know what, I don't give a fuck. It was a black dick, and I took it all, and like I took it willingly, and I'm like, where'd this come from? Holy shit!
That.
Oh, it's on the podcast.
No, you made a comment about how.
Because even Al was like, "Damn, Sue, I'm impressed. You're taking black dick." Like, and she said it with like such passion, like, you know what? It was a black dick. I took all of it.
No, you said.
God damn.
Go back and listen to the fucking podcast, moron. You were making a comment of how they were saying drugs were being brought into like the black communities.
Yeah, because they would say marijuana would make black people and Mexicans rape white women. That was the promotion of making marijuana legal.
Yeah, so and my comment was he didn't rape me. I went ready, willing, and able.
You took all of it. So it's like Junior's like, some women, when the fatter they get, it's fucking glorious.
Okay. First of all, I did not say that. Okay, I did not say that.
So
what I said
he put
is that thick women.
That people didn't say.
First of all, what I said is that thick women are
Christmas
delicious.
Be listening to it when he's drunk.
Yeah, exactly. He just be listening to shit and he puts his own words in
the way Junior's, he's just like glorious. Like,
yes, thick women are glorious and delicious. Okay, that's what it is. All right, bottom line.
Like that ass.
Exactly, because I eat ass, so you already know what it is.
Oh, Christ.
So anyway,
Susan,
Susan, I have a question for you. I have a question. Like a legitimate question. All right. So since it's I guess you were talking about black dick. All right. So what do you prefer, white men or black men?
Preferably the guy that I've done it with, since I know that he's hung down to his knees.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Longhorn.
Wait, what is he? Is he black, white, Hispanic? What is he?
Well, listen to episode 2.
I feel like he's white.
He's half and half.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got the best of both worlds.
That word we cannot say.
Especially to said. That's why I like when
Mulatto.
Al keeps chiming in, because Al's like, wait, Al's like, he's like, Susan, you're so.
Why don't you just say latte?
Al's like, Susan. He's like, you're so filthy. Don't ever change.
Wait. If he's a latte, why'd you have to bring your own whipped cream?
Oh, Christ.
Oh, God.
What the fuck was that?
Shots fired. I don't know.
Shots across the bow.
There's 3 people left. I got Junior and Sue. I've drank too much already.
Yeah, I like the fact that Al just met Elliot and he goes, trust me, when Susan goes on her fucking murderous rampage, I'm tripping your fat ass, Elliot. I'm getting to the fucking car.
Al will probably be the only one I'm not tripping, because he's not being a dick.
There's a lot of side comments.
That's true. And I've known you pretty much.
But that's the thing with Junior. It's funny, as like I said, Jen gets more sloppier. Like I said, some people can't hold their fucking liquor, even though it's hilarious, but Junior, he can keep going and going and going, and it gets funny because he just said when he's sober, he hates inconvenient fat people. Every fucking swig of Fireball just turns to fat people in general. So it's like there's no discrimination. I don't hate inconvenient fat people.
That's not true. That's actually not true.
When the more to the bottom of that bottle, is gonna have a cracked skull from the Fireball.
Okay, all right.
The bottle's already gone, guys.
All right, I don't hate fat people when I get drunk. I hate people in general when I get drunk. I seriously hate people in general when I get drunk. I'm only happy around people that I enjoy being around. But for the most part, I can't stand the human race when I drink. And it's for a very good fucking
especially
reason.
Fat guys.
Yeah, I can't blame
Okay, oh my God, especially fucking fat motherfuckers that piss me the fuck off. Yo, I swear to fucking God, like, when you're fat and you smell, that brings me to a whole next level. Like, that right there makes me want to shove a fucking hot dog down your throat. Like, okay, you want to keep fucking eating, piece of shit? Let me feed you until you fucking choke. Like, now it's just so like, now you piss me off. You should not be that big and smell. Like, it's just like, I can't tolerate smells. So if you're fat, I already don't like you. Okay? But if you smell, I'm going to wish death upon you. Like, at that point, you can just cease to exist at that point. Because you need to know what soap is if you're fat. There's a smell that emits from fat people if you don't wash on a regular basis. And I know that because I lived with somebody that was grotesque. And I had to deal with that shit on a regular basis. And I promise you, I will not tolerate that shit again.
Jesus Christ. So a couple days ago, because this week I've been trying to write stuff down and make shit more lively and topics. I was thinking about you, like I want to make stuff educational, teach people things, learn new terms and stuff. So I was thinking about Junior, and I had to look up a word because I was really wondering, is there a word to describe hating fat people? And lo and behold, there fucking is. So instead of racism, it's literally called Sizism. It's Sizism.
So he's a sizist.
Exactly.
I damn sure am.
You sizist bastard.
Sizist.
Yup, I'm a fucking sizist, and I'm proud of it.
This type of discrimination can take a number of forms, ranging from refusing to hire someone because they were considered to be too short or too tall, or to treating overweight people with disdain. Keyword disdain.
Oh, disdain.
You know
It's
the craziest thing
beyond
about it
disdain.
is it's not one of the protected correct characteristics.
Oh yeah, but
So you can literally be like, I'm not hiring your fat ass because your fat ass is a fat ass. And there's nothing anybody can do about it.
it says right here, see, examples of sizes against discrimination might include a person being fired from a job for being overweight.
Oh, I fired the shit out of him.
Sizism often takes the form of a number of stereotypes about people of particular heights and weights. Sizist attitudes can also take the form of expressions of physical disgust.
Activating Junior's gag reflex every time he sees a fat person. Here's another hole.
Junior, you're aware that everybody in this room is fat. Like, how do you feel about us?
Okay. First of all, I don't hate every fat person.
Inconvenient.
Wait, how much Fireball do you have?
I mean, I don't know. I polished the bottle, so
He's got like 40% left of that cup left.
Well, Jen said you missed it, but it's cool that everyone knows this, what you kind of did, but everyone already established in this room after the first 5 minutes of meeting Junior, when something bad happens, like when you kept falling down the fucking stairs on Saturday, you're lucky he wasn't here because you would have it just would have been over for you. Like, Chris,
I was sober when I fell. Look
exactly.
at the bruise on my arm.
But he would have if he would have seen that, he would have teleported like fucking like Nightcrawler from X-Men up to the fucking back porch, and already his finger is like to cock and fucking load. It's like Junior's living the Wild West, where these guys would have the gunslingers. They'd walk every single day with the knowing, threat of like you could be killed at any moment. And Junior's got a reflex of like his finger is like a fucking 6 revolver, where when a fat person falls, he's at the ready.
I did hear that on the episode that I missed, actually.
Oh yeah, about that one fat fuck that I kept laughing at because he fell. You know what? I'm glad he fell that day because I needed to laugh at somebody and he was just dead because I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in when I was there. Like I was the only black person there, and I'm not even black. I'm like fucking milky. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with this bullshit. So I was just there and uncomfortable, and his fat ass just had to fall. I needed that laugh. I absolutely needed it.
I could tell this funny story because, like I said, with Jen, when Jen sits there and gets more sloppy drunk, it's kind of funny, but also like Jen, when she claps on the ground, you claps on the fucking ground. I'm not getting a forklift to bring your ass out of here.
You.
Shit, no one hears that fucking strong. Like, but
To be fair, when I busted my ass twice on Saturday while it was raining and the stairs were slippery as fuck. But that was way before I was fucking all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what Junior said, I'll never forget, he knows the story because he was there, but he kind of was fucked up, said, we had this one night where Mary, because she worked at a strip club, and she wanted to bring Junior out because she started getting attached to Junior. She liked him a lot, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to take you to the club with me and the girls, let you meet all the fucking girls. I'll make sure Junior gets hooked the fuck up. Like, all the girls there, giving him fucking free lap dance, all over him and shit. They treated Junior like he was Jay-Z. Like, all the fucking girls were just, like, making him their pet and shit. And on the fucking way to there, I gotta drive, so I'm only having no drinks. And when we got there, had like one rum and coke, and that's it. Junior's drinking Fireball on the fucking way there. As we're fucking there, he's getting worse and worse and worse, to the point now it's getting fucking comical and shit. So like, but to Mary's credit, she made sure all her coworkers hooked him the fuck up. Like, he had titties in his face for hours at a time and shit, like getting fucking free lap dances.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
I
don't
that
remember
part.
getting free lap dances?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but all the girls were taking turns on him. They're running a train of like just treating fucking Junior out. So it's like, she knew how to take care of my friends, and I was happy that she did that.
God.
Perks of dating a stripper.
Yep.
I got kicked out of a strip club. I can never go back, so...
Oh, I got kicked out of a strip club, too.
I did good. I got a life...
I got banned from night moves.
I got banned from DeCarlos, I believe.
I can imagine.
Yep. Oh, no, so I went in with the Barbie bucket full of coins, and because of the fact that I know that there was this ugly bitch that always works there, so one day I just went in there, and I was like, it's always under Fireball, the spell of Fireball. I went in there, and I fucking threw all the coins at her just to get her off the stage.
Jesus Christ.
Pegging her in the
What a
eye
great
with a
guy.
fucking quarter.
Jesus.
No, I think my story.
I was
can
really
beat
angry
yours.
that night. I was angry that night.
Well, before you tell Elliot, so we get done. Okay, shift is over. It's like 2 a.m. We're to go back. Mary's gonna drive her car. I'm gonna drive my car. This asshole is fucking all stumbling out and shit too. And he's like, tell Mary, thanks, Mary. I had a fucking great time. Junior, honey, how was it? Oh, it was fucking great. That one chick, Carmen, had big ass fucking titties in my face. And like how his dad, when he talks, he burps mid sentence. So it's like it elevates his letters where he's like, hey guys, what are you doing? So opposite of that too, Junior, when he starts fucking projectile vomiting, he does it mid-word and shit. But what makes it fucking worse is he can't fucking puke like a normal fucking person. And I wish to Christ I had a fucking cell phone to tape fucking Junior projectile vomiting because it's fucking hilarious because he says it mid-words. He's like, Mary, I was having a great time. It's like, and his whole body's fucking shaking. And Mary's like, oh shit. And he's backing up like, he's like, it's like, all right, I'm great. So we get him to the fucking car. I roll down the fucking window. Mary's like, Junior, you okay? Mary, I'm fine. I had a fucking great night. I just had this fucking seat. And he puts his head out the window. You see his whole fucking back shuddering and shit. And Mary's like, I'm gonna back the fuck up. Like, okay. And she's laughing like, Junior, you're right. He goes, yeah, fine, Mary. I'm good. I got out of me and shit. I'm like, don't you puke in my fucking car. You prick. This car is like 3 months old. He's like, Chris, I'm gonna swear it was a great night. So many fucking titties. I was next, the fucking door opens up. I just scream, and I'm like, oh Christ, man! Like,
listen, that sounds like a great fucking.
It was a great.
And I wish I would have recorded it.
I don't remember much past the part when I first puked. After the first puke, I don't remember too much. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was kind of hazy.
Most people fucking throw up. He's got a fucking shake when he does his. It's like, and you're like, oh shit! Like,
you know how much I drank that night?
A lot.
I had a handle of Fireball before I went to the strip club. Handle.
You fucking.
That's a gallon of liquor.
Jen said
That's why you don't drink the cinnamon shit, because if and when you puke, it comes up cinnamon too. That shit burns.
Oh, it didn't burn.
He wasn't burning. But it was fucking hilarious though. So, but then he also hits a point to where you start getting to that fucking. First, it's like angry. Then it's hating fat people. Then it's a fucking love you point. It was like, Chris, you know how much I love you, man. I'm like, I don't love you too, Junior. You're our best friend. I know, but Chris, what, Junior? I hate my dad. And you hear for a 45-minute car ride, Chris, he's so fucking fat. He ruined my life. He's like, Chris, I'm going bald because of him. And it's like,
I bought Rogaine 3 days ago. Because I am officially going to war with my genetics. I said this before and I said this again. I will die before I become like that man.
oh, Christ.
100%. I will die. I will seriously launch myself off of a fucking building. The moment that I notice my sight is leaving me.
Like fucking Jen's getting worse and worse. Like Jamie and Chris, you guys can't fucking keep up with me. I'll fucking drink both of you. And I'm like, if I didn't have to be at the work in the morning, trust me, you are a fucking lightweight compared to what my insane liver can handle. I don't know why I got fucking dad's liver. How the hell that happened, I'm not sure, but some stereotypes are true. Indians can drink a lot. Why the fuck they can drink a lot? I have no clue, but our father could do shit that would kill most fucking people, and I'm not sure how or why dad. Jen knows a story from back in the day, and I told the fucking Junior once, but I want to record it now. Mom knows this. We were, I don't know, Jen. I was probably 5 or 6. You were just born or something. And Dad told me he came down to Crossgates Mall, and Crossgates was still open up and shit. Dad never fucking had a Long Island iced tea. So I was like, hey, what's this? He goes, well, a Long Island iced tea. He goes, okay, fucking drink one, pound a second one, go see a fucking movie, have a couple of shots, because mom and dad's fucking anniversary was dad's birthday. So that they celebrate both at the same time. Dad would get out. You know what? Let's stop at the bar again too. Take a couple more Long Island iced teas. After that, they stop at the fucking next bar, have a couple fucking shots, a couple more Long Island iced teas. Dad said by the end of the fucking night, he had like 18 Long Island iced teas, which should have killed an elephant and stuff. Dad wakes up. He wakes up. He's in a straitjacket. He opens his eye. Where the fuck am I? And they're like, sir, you're in hospital. And Dad's just like, oh great, oh Christ. He's like, they kidnapped the fucking Indian. The government kidnapped me. He goes, look, you assholes, I'm not telling you fucking anything, okay? You have to torture me. So mom's behind the fucking glass of doctor, laughing her ass off, like, how's he doing? Well, ma'am, he thinks that we kidnapped him and he's in a government facility and we're gonna torture him because he's Native American. And Dad's like, in your background, I'm not saying shit. Like, and he's like, boy, they told me at that point I had more alcohol than blood in my body. It's like, Dad, you drink 18 Long Island iced teas? How the fuck are you alive? Like,
endurance.
For Christ's sakes, like, the whole Indians and firewater, that stereotype is fucking true. Like, he had more drinking stories, but that was his, like, most famous one. Mom can fucking attest to that. She was, yeah, your father just, like, that man could fucking pound whiskey. Like,
yeah, but Dad also blacked out that night, too, though.
Yeah, your mom was afraid for him that night.
Oh, no, he blacked out. He started speaking Mohawk. He wouldn't speak, but just, it's hilarious when he woke up. He's like, oh, yeah, I woke up in a straitjacket. And you're like, this is for your own good.
That's the thing. As much as I slur my words and stuff, I went to a wedding in San Diego probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Now, in San Diego at this bar, now I went up. Now, I had already had a bunch of mixed drinks. I really walked up to the bartender when we got after the reception, we all went out as a group. So I went up and I said, I just want a Pepsi. So I had the Pepsi, kind of chilled out, waited for all that I had to drink to catch up to me. So then it started hitting me, and then I walked up to the bartender, okay, I'll have a Bud Light now. And he said, what? And I said, well, I just had a Pepsi, and I'll have a Bud Light. And he says, okay, well, and he gives me a $1 bill, and he points over, it looked like a jukebox. Some bar in San Diego, like right on the strip, whatever. So he said, go over to that machine. The machine, you put the $1 in, it spit out this little mini straw. The straw, you put into the jukebox, you blew into it, spit out a ticket with your BAC on it. Had to give that to the bartender.
Damn.
Before he would serve you another drink. So I didn't know, and I'm like, I just want a beer. So I go over and I spit it out. My BAC, like I was a drink away from Jesus. I went over and the bartender, I gave him the fucking piece of paper, and the bartender looked at me like, oh my dear God, I have to call 911. So then I was like, well, I'll just do it again. I got my own dollar. I went over, there was no typo on the motherfucker. Like, and then there was this big biker guy that wasn't with our party. He's like, well, fucking shit, let me do it. And my BAC was higher than his, and everybody in the bar was like, holy fuck. And I was like, I'm gonna go home. And I ran back to the hotel. I was like trying to make myself puke. I was like, I'm gonna die. This is where I die.
I got one.
So at this point, the biker, this was years ago, so you're obviously like, half his weight compared to now, so.
I got one, and I will not say names because I do not want to get incriminated. So I used to work in a town close to here, but not too close. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You can't get me, you sons of bitches. Got so drunk because it was a Christmas party that chicks were flashing their tits and vag at you. Go outside, smoke a cigarette. So I was like, hey, guess what? I was like, what? Merry Christmas. I didn't need to see that. No. Sometimes it's scarier than what you imagine. So me and a friend stole a cart that you normally take to bring out trash. I'm like, hey buddy, let me drive that thing. He's like, are you sober? I'm like, no. So we're driving around. I go up a hill, down a hill, up a hill, down a hill, Dukes of Hazzard. We're screaming. Some dude has his dog walking around. He's like, hey, you can get in trouble for that. I'm like, dude, you're on private property. Get the fuck out of here. This dude runs off. So I go up a hill, and I go as fast as possible down. My friend didn't have a seatbelt on. Thankfully, I did, or I'd be dead.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking from his seat, just jumps up, hits his head on the ceiling, comes down on his balls. He's like, dude, my fucking nuts. I was like, you didn't wear your seatbelt, you stupid bastard. So I do a 180 on the way back. We go to another bar after that. I'm so wasted, I pass out against the jukebox. Stand in, just pass out. Someone like shoves me. I'm like, what? So we go back home. I'm so wasted. I wake up with 2 different chicks laying on me. I'm like, what happened? They're like, nothing. I'm like, are you sure? Nothing. I was like, okay, what happened last night? I don't remember the past 24 hours. They're like, yeah, apparently you almost killed your friend driving a cart. I'm like, nice. Nice. They're like, yeah, his balls hurt. I'm like, nice.
I'll let Alto win, Junior, because I know you've got 15 fucking thousand.
Oh.
I mean, do you have one in particular that's funny to record? Because we could be here all fucking night with your bullshit.
Pretty much.
I don't have any good blackout drunk stories. I only have 2 that I could recall, and both of them are very boring and very mediocre.
Don't be modest.
It's the truth, though, because what happened to me is that I drank so much that I didn't remember it, and I had to hear about it from other people, and then they tell the story, and it just seems so ridiculous I don't believe it. But the guy, I remember I hung out with a couple of guys I was working with. We were all drinking, and I was mixing fucking beer and vodka.
Jesus Christ, man.
And I got to the point where, apparently, according to witnesses, I was projectile vomiting like a sprinkler. And I was sleeping on a fucking handrail that was so thin, I was defying the laws of physics. And I can't confirm it because I don't remember it. So that's just...
That sounds like me when I took a Xan. I don't remember shit about that night. Holy fuck.
That's that. Like I said too, that's the fucked up part too. It's not funny. I know this. Disclaimer: drunk driving isn't fucking funny by any means. But when people get into drunk driving accidents, you ever notice too? Remember, it's always the driver. The driver never gets fucking hurt because the driver's so fucking limber that they don't fucking get injured and shit too. Because they're so fucked up. That's proven. That's So.
Oh, fuck. You want to hear another story?
I mean, well, tell me a drunken story before I move on to some.
All right.
Because you've got so many of them. I mean.
Okay, so this is the night that Dad accused me of stealing a cinnamon bun from him.
Legendary cinnamon bun.
This was the peak of my anger at this point. This was when I wanted to stab him in his sleep. Because I just
what a loving son.
Like I just could not. There was just
Jesus
no part
Christ.
of me. There was no love. There was just only hatred and only disappointment. It was just hatred and disappointment. That was the only thing that was there. So I sat there and I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I need a drink. So I went to the bar. I was working at ShopRite at the time. There was a bar across the street that was open at the time. So I went there. I had 2 shots before I even went to work. So you already know.
What a great employee.
Yup, I was a great employee. You know what? Fuck ShopRite. So you know I can talk all the shit that I want. So
Oh boy.
I walked up into that fucking place. I was dismantled. Like it was just like it was bad. I was drinking beer throughout my shift. I was drinking shots.
Holy Christ.
I went on my lunch break back to the bar to get 3 more mixed drinks. Don't even remember what the fuck they were because I was just toasted at that point. Go back into the fucking place. I'm working heavy machinery. I don't give a fuck if I hit somebody at this point. I just want people to stay the fuck away from me. Like, get the fuck away from me at this point.
Hit a fat guy.
Yeah, it was just at that point. Oh, and get this. When I was working there, my boss was fat. So it just made it even worse. It made it even fucking worse, right? So my day ended. I don't know how I remember this. I think I just drank myself sober. Like, I was just so drunk that I became sober. I don't know how that was even possible.
That can happen.
But it was possible, right? So I remember this much, right? Until it kept up with me. And once it caught up with me, it was over.
Oh,
so
Christ.
it got to be about like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. There was already like a couple of parties going on. I hit up a couple of house parties. I was hanging out with a couple of my girlfriends. We was having a good time. Having a great time. And I just kept drinking. And for some reason, I had an angry look on my face, but I was smiling. But I couldn't tell which emotion I was, because it was just like the thing in the back of my head, like, this fat fuck really thinks I stole his cinnamon bun. Like, it was on my mind all day that he really woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, upset that he was missing a cinnamon bun.
Sure.
Like, when you're that fucking hungry and fat that you eat so much, you can't even keep track of what the fuck you're eating. So you have to blame the world around you because you can't keep track of what you're eating. So it's like you have a whole extra plate of food and you don't even know where the fuck your food went. So you just go blaming people for stealing your food. Like, how the fuck is that even possible? That doesn't even seem like fathomable to me. That you can be that fat. Like, it's fucking inconceivable. Like, you can't sit there and be that fucking greedy. That you eat so much food that you don't even remember what you eat. So you think people stole from you. you because you ate that much. You can't even believe yourself. Nah, there's no way I ate that much. There's no way. Like, what the fuck?
There's only 2 people in the house. I didn't eat it,
exactly. I starved myself at that point in time. I was literally losing weight in the most unhealthy way.
To his credit, that's the thinnest I've ever seen him.
In 2013, do you know what my diet was in 2013? It was alcohol and fucking Molly. That was my fucking diet for most of 2013. I was doing drugs for most of 2013, so I didn't have to think about that fat fuck.
I wanted to adopt Junior just to feed him.
I was 174 pounds. In 2013, I was so fucking skinny. People thought I was dying. They thought I was a cancer patient. Like, they was like, yo, are you okay? Is something going on? Do you need help?
Junior caught HIV.
Are you hungry? Yeah, catching HIV, that was probably the most, I'm surprised they didn't even ask that shit. But anyway, it was just, it got to be about 11:30 midnight. I don't remember anything past this, but my night was reenacted to me.
Sure.
I got into some random ass fucking girl's car. I didn't know who the fuck she was. But I woke up in Voorheesville at 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know where, not 8 o'clock. It felt like it was 8 o'clock in the morning. It was actually 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was 5 hours late to work.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, all I heard was birds chirping, and I'm just like, where the fuck am I? Because you don't hear birds chirping in Albany. If you hear birds chirping in Albany, you're probably dead. So it's like, it's just like, I heard birds chirping. I looked outside. I saw a fucking cornfield, and I was just like, I got fucking kidnapped. Where the fuck am I? I don't even know where my clothes gone. I don't know where the fuck my clothes were. Like, I literally, I started working at Target because I walked the fuck out of ShopRite. Fuck ShopRite. ShopRite's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, ShopRite. Anyway, so I sat there, and I walk out, and I was like, yo, I need khakis and a red shirt. So I'm wearing this girl's dad's khakis and red shirt so I can go clock into work 6 hours late.
Wow.
And I was like so fucked up. Like, I was like, why am I here? I am hideously drunk. And that is one of many of my drunken stories.
I can attest as a witness where it's like I'd be over to the house when they're on 96 Ontario, and his dad, now Junior said he's a big dude. He's got Marcus and Malcolm. These are 3 teenage boys. They're not small by any means. So his dad would sit there. He would get on the phone. He'd call a pizza shop like, all right, Jack's Pizza, can I get 2 large pizzas and 50 chicken wings? And he'd look at the boys and be like, what do you guys want? And then, like, he's like, okay, I'm gonna order a medium pizza for you 3. And you're like, you ordered a medium pizza for 3 teenage kids that are all 200 pounds plus, and looking at him like, nah. You just ordered 2 extra large pizzas for yourself and 50 wings, and you want these 3 boys to fucking share a medium pizza.
The pile of pizza boxes that I seen come out of his room one time was actually pretty disturbing. I never actually thought in my life that there's certain things about this man that he just defies any sort of health law that there is, because he can't wear sneakers. I need you to understand something.
He's not lying, no.
When you can't wear sneakers,
why can't you wear sneakers?
Okay. I'll give you a really detailed explanation to this, okay? Because it shocked the shit out of me. Believe me, it shocked the shit out of me when I realized that the only sneakers he can wear aren't branded. Like, they're literally just named Sneaker. Like, it. Stop laughing. Now, here's the thing, right? Now, I'm sitting there, and I'm just... fuck. I'm literally sitting there, and I'm just like, all right. Because he was like this. He's like, sure, hand me my sneakers. And I'm just like, you can wear sneakers? Like, I'm literally like, I'm shocked. But when I saw them, they weren't New Balances. They weren't Nikes. The brand on the sneaker was literally Sneaker. And I was so shocked. Like, I was just like, I've never heard of a brand that was actually the name of the product.
So, Junior, here's a prime example. Look at Al's feet and shit. So, he's got normal human feet.
That's normal feet. That's normal feet. Feet, it's not, sneakers aren't leaning over. You know what I'm saying? His sandals and boots were leaning over. Like, it was just like, his truck. Look, I never in my life was so scared to drive that truck when he was teaching me how to drive because it would lean so far to the left, I couldn't drive straight. I had to have the fucking steering wheel at a 45-degree angle just to be straight. How the fuck is that even a thing?
Junior wasn't joking. His dad, the only place he would shop out in Albany was up in, I can't say it.
Casual Male XL. That's the only place he can go. That's the only place where he feels at home.
Because Walmart doesn't carry shit like 6 or 7X. You know, it's like,
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't at all. There's no big and tall section.
he can't shop for that.
When you only can shop at one place, like, you understand how embarrassing that is? When you go into a place to get clothes, and you're just like, well, you know where I gotta go, kids. Like,
yeah, I can attest to that. I used to, because I broke
Man.
what is it? The head of the fibula, which is the major bone behind your kneecap.
Yep,
Hardest
Jesus.
bone to break was what I was told. I managed to do it.
What achievement.
Achievement. I had to deal with angry moms who wanted to go with their 16-year-old daughters to try on underwear. I'm like, yeah, you can't try on underwear in a dressing room. Why not? I'm like, health issues. Like, would you want to have buy panties that someone else used? And I would get yelled at. I want to talk to your manager. I'm like, okay. I'm like, manager, this person wants to talk to you. Why? Because their daughter can't try on underwear and they're mad at me. And I mean, that was my life for 2 years, and I could not care less about people afterwards. It's like, I want to try on these breast lifting devices. I'm like, you can't. Why? Because they have adhesive on it. That means if you use it, it's going to wear off. Thus, the product is worthless. I want to speak to your manager. Oh, of course you do. I want to try on this Halloween costume for my kid. I'm like, how are we supposed to sell it if the product's already opened and used? Yeah. I want to speak to your manager. Of course you do. That was my... Oh, hey, I want to go in there. I'm like, you can't go into the dressing room with your girlfriend. Why not? Because you can't. A woman can't have a man go into the dressing room. An underage child can't have an adult male go in because you can't prove you're the father. I want to speak to your manager. Of course you do. And I mean, I've cleaned up spit, piss, used condoms. DNA. Yes, this is a thing. And even guys who think they're girls to go in there with girls to help them try on bras. I'm like, you can't do that. Why not? It's against the rules. I want to speak to your manager.
Sure.
Of course you do.
That's actually a fun topic, so I'll ask everyone around here. My son's fucking 13 and shit too. At this point, it's still kind of a gray area, but like, he's growing still, and I have to assess what sizes he wears. But at 18 years old, if I take this is what Elliot was talking about, the company he worked for, I shouldn't be walking with my 18-year-old son and trying out underwear with my 18-year-old son. There's a certain level of creepiness. Elliot had to deal with woman like, well, I'm 20 years, or my daughter's 19 years old, I'm going to go in with her, and she's going to try on panties in front of me. Like,
no.
I get it if your kid is 4 or 5, but like, your 19-year-old daughter, you need to try on bras with her? Like, is that...
Hey, listen, there's different family dynamics all across the board. You don't know what kind of family dynamics they have. They're probably really close. And did this all their life. I mean, I'm serious, though. They probably did this type of shit all their life. It's not... it's not weird to them if they've done it.
Okay, so I'll ask Sue and Jen. Jen, at one point, were you uncomfortable showing your fucking tits to mom?
I was in a D cup by the 5th grade. So, probably about 9 or 10. Mom, Dad, even Jamie, nobody was coming in the goddamn dressing room with me. You know, like, after I had the bra tried on, you know, Mom, Aunt Donna, whoever, they come here just to make sure that it all fit right. But it wasn't like they saw my nipples and my vag the whole time.
Well, it was funny because before Al would say shit like, fuck milk and stuff, so Jen's a prime example of, like, I was drinking 2 gallons of milk a day, and I'm like, well, you know, the whole hormones in the fucking cows, you can tell. Jen's all roided out and shit. Like, there's always in a fucking middle school girl, she have a fucking double D chest. Like,
I did. I had the little boys in middle school would come up to me at my lunch table and how do I get my girlfriend to have big boobs like you? And I said,
Milk?
You have your milk cartons in middle school, and I'm like, go tell them to buy a couple more milks from the milk line.
Jen would drink the amount of fucking milk that would kill a human. Like,
wait. For the record, I just want to point out she looked me right in the eye the whole time she's saying this. She may have.
You're not looking at my dick.
Hey! You wore a partially transparent shirt. I was drunk.
Oh, I heard all about
I
it.
can't help myself, but I find women attractive.
To be fair, I was sunburned as fuck.
Hey, I will admit, I can't help it. Attractive women draw my eye.
Oh, Diddy!
Hey, you calm down, you ass eater.
I love ass. I'm alright with it.
Yeah.
When you're sitting fucking 6 feet across from a guy and you're constantly adjusting your tits in front of him.
Aggressively.
It turned into Zombie Army 4 all of a sudden.
I was not aggressive.
Yes,
with my-
you were.
I was adjusting myself.
I'm already used to it.
These are fucking like
Me and
12 pounds
Susan,
apiece.
I had to give Ellie the fucking disclaimer. Like, me and Susan, Junior's known Jen forever. It's like, you guys are new.
Yeah.
Listen, feel free to aggressively adjust whenever you want to.
I cannot be held responsible
You
for
will
where
never
my
get
eyes
any
should.
complaints from me or Elliot.
Hey, I keep my hands to myself, but my eyes can wander.
Oh, we definitely know that, especially on the stories I heard. Chris, he painted you as such a perverted light. Like,
I
he
am.
was
He is.
like-
He is.
I really am. I keep that on the down low to not scare
It wasn't on the
people.
down low then. You
Hey,
was out there in broad daylight.
I'm sorry. You know what? She's an attractive woman. Yeah, she was fucking transparent thing, tiny top. I even told my wife, I'm like, if you were there, your jaw would hit the fucking floor. She's like, so you got pictures? I'm like, sorry, sweetie, but I was distracted. I was distracted.
Damn near fucking drooled on him.
Look,
So-
everyone,
I did.
everybody here is
I'm
accepted.
not ashamed.
Everybody here is
accepted
accepted what they are. Like Al, I listened to after I listened to his podcast. Al's like, "Dear sir, you offended me by ever calling me fucking thin." Like, don't
How
you?
dare you, sir? I am still offended.
Like Junior come out, Junior's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm a piece of shit. Like, I know I'm a piece of shit. Like,
Yup, I am a piece of shit, and I am fucking proud.
I'm a pervert, but you know what? I never lay my hands on anyone unless I get permission. So you know what?
Christ's
I can
sakes.
look, but guess what?
Jim, we
I'm
told
a very
those guys, said
respectful individual.
Susan was here when you weren't here, and she was taking abuse from four fucking guys. We were just ganging up on her. Like,
God. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Sue was abused by 4 guys who ganged up on her. How do you feel, Sue?
It was a gangbang. We're just gonna put it out.
and because I'm her cousin, it's even fucking creepier.
Okay, first of all, Chris put me up to it because I'm over here being innocent. I was innocently just sitting here drunk. I was just waiting to talk about more fat people business because that's just my life. You know, my life is centered around my hatred for certain fat people.
But he brought up freaking Longhorn, and then Junior went on a freaking tirade.
Well,
Making up shit as he's
love
going
that.
along.
First of all, I wasn't making anything up. That was
You
just the
are
truth.
Longhorn now.
So
Yeah.
That was the
Sue.
truth.
what?
Sue, you call him Longhorn now too?
I do not.
You just said.
Listen,
No, I said
That is
Junior brought up the
officially-
Longhorn thing.
I wish we will always refer to him as Longhorn.
I call him
Right?
the whipped cream bandit.
That could be part of the title. Longhorn, the whipped cream
If
bandit.
anybody here finds out this fucking guy's identity, Junior's gonna fucking attack him with the fucking the fierceness of a tank and give him nuclear missiles.
Okay, first of all, I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna be calm, cool, and collective about the whole situation. I have matured over the years, okay? All right.
Bullshit.
Now, not when it comes to my hatred for fat people, but when it comes to certain things, I have matured. You know, if I find out Longhorn's identity, I'm actually gonna be quiet about it. At first, I'm gonna be quiet about it. At first, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be really quiet about it at first, but then I'm gonna start nodding my head like these certain things is starting to add up. Like, see, that's what I'm gonna say. That's all I'm saying.
He's sitting right next to her, and you can just like.
I mean, she is looking at me right now like she wants to like
So that's okay. I know.
like take
Listen,
every single one of my lives.
I'm the fastest one in this fucking room. When she goes,
I already know I'm dead.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm okay with it. I'm ready to die. I've been ready to die since I woke up this morning.
You're within 10 inches of her. You're definitely first.
This is less than 10 inches. This is about like 6.5.
I'm closest to the exit, and I'm gonna lock you guys down here.
Your fat ass is not making it past Al. I'd say that.
No, I'm so
Al's gonna fucking
Jen's
close
the only safe one. Al's second safe because he's keeping his mouth shut for
Hey,
once.
like I said, and I will reiterate, I respect you, Sue.
Elliot,
just-
I may surpass killing Junior just to kill you first.
That's fine.
For the whipped cream
That's
contest.
fine.
It's like Elliot.
I've understood that one day I will die, and guess what? If it's by your hand, at least I
Elliot's
know.
words are bullshit because his eyes
It's
looking at one
from-
spot of her.
Yeah.
As he's saying this, he's backing out the room, planning his escape.
Jen, I can't hear you.
It's a little creepy because you're my cousin, so I don't know if I actually want to know.
Christ
But was there
himself.
whipped cream involved? Where did this whipped cream business?
There was no whipped cream. That's the sad part. Junior made that part up.
Or did he?
Misinformation. Fake news.
See, that's the thing with Al. At least Al's like, you know what, Susan? I'm going to flat out say you got an impressive rack. He just came out and said it like, there's no fucking secrets here with Francie.
No reason to lie about it. It's a nice rack.
Trust me, I know.
I think I said in episode 7 I had a crush on Sue at one point.
Okay, all right. So I have a question. All right, so true or false?
Oh, Christ.
Were you not the only person that got dessert to go?
False, because I didn't get dessert at all.
That's a lie.
What she got to go was already dessert.
I mean, you listen to the podcast, Junior's like, that night she had 2 helpings of meat.
Helping of meat. That was hilarious.
He
I'm like,
put-
Yes, I did actually have 2 helpings of meat, though.
Giggity.
So was it 3 or did you actually eat?
I don't know.
yes.
Never mind.
She ate. Oh, she definitely ate.
Yes, is the answer.
She definitely ate. One was with the plate and one was without.
Like, listen, when she had a couple beers in her and she goes, yeah, it was a black dick, I'm like, that explains a lot. Like, it's, Jesus Christ.
Well, we gotta respect her. We respect
You do. Me and Junior don't have to.
I pick on you.
I have no
because
respect for anybody.
I'm cool.
I don't even have respect for myself.
It's true.
Yeah, you look it. You look
Yeah,
like,
I have no respect for myself.
inconvenient fat people.
Holy Christ.
I'm the least fashionable person in
Chris,
this
you
room.
still alive over there?
It's okay.
You still alive
Oh,
over there?
my head hurts. I'm laughing so fucking hard.
He's over there laughing. We trying to
He's
say her.
crying.
I know.
This is what I want.
laughing so
This is what I want episode 10 to be. Like, but we got 6 of us in a room together.
we're just over here, just chilling out.
This is exactly why. I
This is real life shit.
This is why I created this
but it's
podcast
funny.
for. It's because we're gonna listen to this shit back in 6 months from now. We're gonna fucking, like I said, I'm at work with episode 9, and we were all fucking tag teaming Sue.
Don't say it like that.
While we were
God.
gangbanging, Sue?
Yeah. It's like, and Chris just slapped in Junior, who minutes later slapped in Al, who then slapped in Elliot, who was like, fuck this, I've had enough. And then that was the end of it.
I've
Thank
always
you
had a
for
certain
tuning
level
in.
of
Hey,
respect.
Jen, can you do me a favor?
Yep.
Can you go upstairs and grab me a beer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And a
Make
machete.
that too.
And a machete.
Yes, please grab 2.
I have a little bit of whiskey. I'm terrible with beer.
Okay.
Beer puts me face
All right,
first.
I just want to get this out of the way.
backyard.
Before you say that, hold on, let me say something. Before it said, I know we said this before and we're repeating ourselves because we're fucking drinking, but it said, I've always had a certain connection with my cousin, a certain level of like trust with her, but my respect level for fucking Sue from the episode 9, like fucking bravo, you know, it's like it's the fact she can hang with the fucking boys. Like we already knew Jen can because Jen, look at her,
Like, honestly, you're some of the
Really? That's what gave you respect? I've hung with you and Junior for how fucking long?
we haven't recorded it though. It's I don't know. It's like different.
You're some of the best people I think I've ever met, and I'm not just saying that because I'm drunk.
Well, this
Some
is why
people
we said
"He's
too."
drinking a lot. No, I think you're some of the most level-headed people who can take a joke. Normally,
Well-
by now, someone gets offended and
Exactly,
a friendship
honestly,
ends.
this
Everybody's
is-
like, "Yeah, I might stab you, but I might not." It's like, you know what? I think I trust you enough to know. I'm
This is-
joking.
this
I
technically-
respect you all to a great degree.
This is
that-
technically episode 11,
Yeah.
but we said this fucking month ago. It's like it's the kind of people I hang out with, and it's our problem with fucking comedy. If you can't laugh at your fucking self and bust your fucking friend's balls, this issue with fucking comedy. If you can't take offensive shit, if you can't laugh at your fucking self, then this is why people are failing for. I mean, we sat there 4 fucking dudes roasted fucking Susan for like an hour and a half, and she took all of it. But like, Al
took all of it.
Oh my! She took and was about ready to stab 3 people.
I'm just repeating words that were said.
Junior's sitting here on his best fucking behavior.
I'm only repeating
Usually
words
he's the
that
one
were
who's
said.
a freaking asshole.
I'm not taking any
Good boy,
stabs.
Junior.
I simply
Oh my God, what the hell is
repeated what
wrong
Chris
with you?
said.
I've been sweating all day.
I'll just jump to number 2 on the list of who to stab first.
Okay.
in case you didn't hear that, Susan was petting Junior's head, and she noticed that his hair is very thin right now.
Okay, first of all, it's not thin. It's not
Crunchy.
thin. It's not thin.
It's crunchy. It's
Genetics,
not thin. It's
genetics is winning this battle.
Genetics are not winning this battle by any means. Genetics are not winning this battle by any means. But what I definitely wanted to say was shout out to Alyssa. She is a new friend that I met yesterday, where she basically wanted us to talk more blue collar and stuff like that, and she wanted us to be more funny. You know, she wanted us just to be funny in our podcast today, and we definitely
we've done it.
that. We definitely accomplished that, especially with me and my fucking work antics and shit like that. And
I've got a question.
Oh God!
Do you know what her ass tastes like?
I want to know what her ass tastes like. I want to know what her ass tastes like. Because you know I eat ass, and you know I love to eat ass. Like, it's on my Tinder. I love to eat ass.
He's like, she could paint me like a Picasso painting.
Yeah, you sure can.
God, am I really that bad?
Shit. I'm still waiting for her to suffocate my face.
Jesus Christ!
I'm waiting for that shit. She can have a seat whenever she wants. I just added her on Facebook. She can hit that inbox whenever she wants. I'm ready for it.
Hey, baby, guess what? It just ain't happening with such and
Hey,
such.
it just so happens
Junior.
there's a seat available.
I'm telling you, Jen's getting fucked Susan another beer. Give her another fucking beer and ask her more questions.
Why do you want me to ask you more
Pass it along.
questions for?
Al.
I already asked her with the one question. Oh, by the way, shout out to Gordell, because Gordell wanted me to ask any female that's on this podcast
There's 2 of them.
about, what type of dick they like, whether it's,
Listen,
white dick or
Gordell,
black.
they're both spoken for. I own them. Pay me or get lost.
When the fuck did Al become our pimp?
Let's be honest, man. If anybody's room is gonna pimp you, it's gonna be Al.
This is some shit.
Jennifer.
Holy Christ! Yeah, this is a fucking thing. Getting 6 assholes drunk to get. Jen, we were saying when you're getting your beers and get more stuff. Well, we were saying like. Our respect fucking pursue triple because we're the fact that all 6 of us, the kind of people I associate with, so we can all fucking bust balls. We can do fucking roast. We just watched 8 minutes of Al Bundy's America's fucking Real Dead. Fuck Bill Cosby because Al Bundy wasn't fucking drugging women and shit. Al Bundy raised all of us and shit. So if you can't take raunchy humor,
We love you, Ed O'Neill.
yeah, that man's a fucking national treasure. Like, but it's if you can't,
We love you, Katie Segal.
yeah. If you can't take raw humor, if you can't bust balls, Jen doesn't give a fuck. She's down here, she's sweating, her fucking feet smell like a sewer. She's wearing a low-cut shirt that she can't wear.
Actually, high sweat glands. I don't
She's
know what
wearing a
the
low-cut
fuck is wrong
shirt
with
that
my
me and
feet.
Elliot appreciate.
Even though Al's looking at Junior, his one eye's cocked to the right. It's like
Al, are you cross-eyed?
Sometimes.
In certain
Only when
situations.
In a perfect situation, like right this minute.
no, this was at Jen. We said one thing I loved about you. I was surprised Jamie. Well, like Jen said, at some point Jamie will hear this, but Jamie is normally an asshole. But when you get a couple drinks into Jamie, she's a good person.
Yeah.
So, but this is why I invited you more, Jamie, because at least you're one of the guys. Jamie's usually a bitch.
Yeah.
But you get a couple beers in her, she's cool as hell, which is weird.
She was, though, on episode 10. She was interrupting more than I was.
Yeah, no, I was, but that's what I'm saying. Get a couple fucking beers and Jamie a couple of shots of tequila. Jamie turns to a sweetheart, which is like, that's not her, because when she's sober, she's a bitch. She's an asshole. Yeah, she'll tell you too,
but I still love Jamie.
To Jimmy's credit, like she said too, Jamie will have no problem saying like, I know I got a fucking fat ass. I know I gotta lose weight. I don't give a fuck. Like, and she doesn't. She's been with her man for 16 years now. She doesn't care.
Yeah, something like that.
When
But-
that whole women gotta lose weight thing is something that women do to themselves. Men,
I'm ready for it.
90% of the times,
I'm ready
don't
for
give
it.
a fuck. Like,
Yo,
It's true though.
my one friend.
I agree.
My one friend, he makes a statement all the time. He's like, I cannot deal with a skinny chick. If you are too skinny, you look like a fucking crackhead. I don't care how much you eat. You look like a fucking crackhead. Start eating,
Elliot,
put some weight on.
That's the fact that men don't care about that shit. That's something that women did to themselves, like this competition thing that happens amongst women.
No. It gets worse. My friend has literally gotten to the point where he will sit there and he's like, if we are having sex, the bigger you are, I don't give a fuck. I will lift your stomach and push it out of the way just to fuck you.
My God.
And eat your ass.
I'm thicker, but I do not.
You're not thick.
Yeah, I'm just fat. But I do not like fat or thick chicks. I like petite women, but my dude,
Jesus Christ.
my dude cannot be small. Cannot be small. Cannot deal with like the shoulder.
Reiterate.
Any aspect. But if your shoulders are not wider than mine, fuck that. Like I can't.
See, the problem with Jen at this point is when Jen comes over, I can't ask her if she's pregnant because I don't want. Who knows at this point? Like fuck. Like.
Y'all won't know until I'm like 8 months pregnant.
She's gonna call you guys from the hospital like, guess what? Surprise! You're an uncle.
Oh shit.
Friggin' Jen will be sitting there, she'll bump up against me, the baby will kick and I'll be like, what the hell was that? And she'll be like, oh, indigestion.
Her poor fucking kid. Like, Jen, you want to breastfeed your kid? Her kid's gonna fucking be drowning.
When I get pregnant, I don't have any kids. When I have kids one day, my tits are gonna get 10 times as big. What the fuck?
And then they're gonna become smaller afterwards.
No, they're gonna be deflated. Is what the fuck they're gonna be. And what the fuck am I gonna do with that?
Elliot's got a thumbs up. Like, no, because we were saying last time we were talking about Elliot. You were saying like women back in the day, how thin they were, and how it's like I couldn't hug these chicks because
I fucking snap them in two.
In my prime, I look like something out of a fucking nightmare. Over 6 feet tall, and I was just working over stocking. So I was lifting 50-pound to 100-pound boxes for 8-hour shift, laughing, listening to metal. Like this, people are like, hey, don't you hate your job? I get paid to exercise, motherfucker. Throwing 20-pound pallets like 6 feet in the air.
Lots changed since then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I was a testosterone monster. There's this one girl, my God, she was like the bane of my existence. Like, I walked by her, my neck would crank to the side so fast, I was surprised I didn't break my own goddamn neck.
We've all been there.
She was sweet as honey, and my God, every time someone said her name, I was like fainting across the wall. She was perfect.
You know, Sue,
but then she lost her fucking mind, and I was like, nope, on to the next one.
A couple times we were at fucking Goodwill because Al was mentioning your impressive rack. Like, you have no problem. Like, I'd walk into work and you're talking to our boss or something, or assistant manager. You're fucking stuffing your cell phone down your low-cut shirt, and I'm just like, you know, this is making me, as your cousin, uncomfortable, but, like, you have no problem sticking your cell phone in your cleavage, and, like, even the boss is like...
Big titties at the second person.
Hey.
Hell fucking yeah!
Wait,
Air
so
five.
everybody's making fun of me for my confession in, like, what, episode 9?
So we wear the lowest fucking
Chris is like, yeah, your titties. Like,
yeah, so we wear a low-cut shirt and she fucking stick her cell phone in her chest, and the boss is like, you know, that's not really a pocket.
Yes, it is.
It is a pocket.
And then I would tell him it was.
It really was. I mean,
The
on
funny
the bus,
part is, and Chris can attest to this,
Christ.
my freaking boss is literally, and it's sad to say this, probably one of my closest friends.
And he's perverted.
And he's highly perverted. And he's the same age as my mom. So therefore, I never have to worry about it being like, you know, sexual tension awkwardness.
Yeah.
Not on your part. But on his part, it's there.
No, his oldest daughter's the same age as me, though, as well.
That doesn't mean
means
shit.
Nothing. If you think he hasn't thought about you in a sexual way, you're crazy. Right?
Yeah.
He's a man.
Yeah.
I know he stares at my ass, trust me.
Yeah.
But it's still a point.
There's plenty of it.
I do it out of affection.
Shut up, Elliot.
You know what? I'm sorry. I have to admit it. You and Jen are attractive women. I'm sorry I would never touch because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a 1950s guy. Can look, never touch.
I'm a 1920s guy.
Yeah, you are. Those lesbians.
He's definitely a 1920s guy. And I'm going to tell you why he's a 1920s guy. Let me tell you something about Mr. Christopher G. Edwards here.
Well, you had to put the G into there?
Yeah, he's definitely...
Cordy, he had to put the G
That's
in there.
official.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Shots fired.
Gangster. Edwards.
Yeah, let me tell you
Ain't
something
nothing
about
gangster
this.
about me.
Chris OG.
Right now he's rocking the Paul Bunyan beard. All right, so you already know. There's a lot of stress going on with him right now.
I can't drink.
You know what I'm saying? That beard signifies a lot of things. It signifies the 950 messages he sent on Plenty of Fish that he didn't get responses to.
At least 900.
It signifies.
He's not lying.
It signifies the amount of girls that came onto his bus that were so cute but so dumb, and it literally stressed him out. Like, it turned one of his beard hairs gray. His beard.
Multiple.
His beard.
Not one. Multiple.
Oh,
Multiple.
Christ.
I was there too. I can approve.
His beard signifies a lot, and most of it is pain.
Disclaimer:
Yeah.
It's before June goes up. This is Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, Bumble, Tinder, Zeus, and there's another one. So I forgot. I'm too drunk. But
Have you gone on Christian Mingle?
You might as well just go on Christian
What,
Mingle.
what about farmers?
I have seven-
Farmers only?
one.
I have I have 7 dating apps on my fucking phone,
Yeah, you need to go to Christian Mingle. You need to just be like, you know what?
and not a single response.
Go to Christian Mingle, start talking up God, you'll find yourself a nice little
My brother
Catholic
doesn't
girl.
know how to talk God.
How do I have a wife then?
Chris doesn't know how to talk to women, though, either.
Apparently not.
Like,
Like,
wife then.
Make it till you make it.
this is why I said what
Jesus.
Al said before June continues. Al was saying this is way months ago. Al was like, dude, if I had your fucking looks, I'd be slaying fucking dick like the best of them. I'm like, Al, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, dude. Like, I have 7 apps on my fucking phone. I can't get so much as a hi back. Like,
Because you'll send poetry to the first girl that licks your tip. Anyway,
Confidence.
so
Truth.
Confidence.
it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And the first thing you shouldn't do when you talk to a girl, which he always does, he always sits there and downs himself. Like, he'll be like, oh, listen, I don't think I can compare to all that footlongs you've been putting in yourself now.
well, you know,
He was talking
I'm not a longhorn.
No. You should be like, I have a job. I can pay my bills.
So-
you look fucking good.
Here's the
Pick
thing.
me back.
Here is the thing. No one talked
for.
for.
Find out the hard way.
What were you saying, Jen? Because you and Susan connect.
Why don't you just play it like you have the biggest dick on the planet, and then
Because trust me, when they look down, they're like, holy fuck, you lied.
Okay.
already here. I've been in that position where motherfucker
That's like you.
lies.
That's like you saying you got an A-cup chest. Let's be honest. Like,
Okay. There was this one time. Now, Chris was not coming on to this one female, particularly.
Oh, God, I
There's-
think I know what
you-
you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
the fact that Susan has a better memory of my sex life than I do is just saying a lot.
Well, considering that it's a very minimum sex life, there's.
Oh yeah,
not really
Not
much to
have to
remember.
remember.
So,
yeah. There's a lot of very few sex.
mind you, Chris worked with me for a good amount of time. And most of the girls that I was friends with, they were like, oh, Chris is cool. Chris is whatever. Chris is blah, 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 blah. Now, Chris made a very poor habit of scaring 2/3 of these girls after they'd say he was pretty cool.
Yep.
So, a friend of mine, not gonna name her name, she might be listening. Never know.
Who doesn't fuck?
But, oh no, I'm still friends with this girl, so I don't want to, like...
I'll figure it out. But
So, Chris sends this girl a message. Now, this girl, she's kind of shy, kind of quiet, doesn't really talk to anybody that often. She's done her own crap. She has a kid. She's living her best life.
trying to think now. That's a lot of gross.
nice.
And
I talk to everybody.
she's literally, like, gone out with me and Chris in the past to the movies. To her and me especially, we've gone out to eat, we've gone to movies, we've gone out drinking,
That's
different
so many
things along
women,
those
fuck.
lines. So one day, I'm walking to work, and I feel my phone vibrating. Susan, I'm gonna kill you. Why? What happened? Do you know what your cousin's been messaging me? What has Chris been saying? Something along the lines of, I've always thought you were beautiful. I don't know exactly how to talk to women sometimes, but I've always wanted to tell you that, you're a gorgeous girl, never settle for less. Susan's told me about, like, some things that have had to do with you in the past, but I know you don't see me that way. I'll always be the bridesmaid, never the bride.
I probably said that. Yeah, it sounds exactly like me.
And so I get to work, I see her, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I did not mean for him to message you shit like that. He was asking questions about you. I was like, look, dude, don't talk to her in that sense.
Yeah.
And then what does he do? He goes and he does it. Meanwhile, I'm texting Chris saying, you fucking moron!
Probably.
Why would you do this? And she's like, it's not a big deal. I laughed about it because I'm like, what the hell does he mean by always the bridesmaid, never the bride? Like, Chris, you're a guy. You're never going to be a bride anyway, so what the hell?
You never know nowadays.
Well, he doesn't wear the pants in most of his relationships.
So, needless to say, like, my friend did find it, like, humorous, but at the same point, she's like, he really needs to learn how to talk to girls. That's, like, his biggest issue. Yeah. He does not know how to, like, give himself, like, that confidence to actually speak to a woman.
Yeah.
Wait.
Just go tell him you're gonna eat their ass. That's
Wait, I got a girlfriend.
Just go up and ask, well, yo, you like your ass being ate? Like, come on.
I got a girlfriend because I listen to musicals. I was like, yeah, I listen to musicals. She's like, do you really? I'm like, yeah, I listen to musicals. Had a girlfriend right then and there.
This is like Al said.
Almost got arrested too.
Al said it's not long. That's long. Al said this is the fuck era of finesse, and I don't have any fucking finesse.
I don't have any finesse either. I'm literally just asking girls if I can eat their ass. What sort of finesse is that? I got no finesse. I'm like, yo, can I have a tape?
That's the finesse that works in this day and age.
Yeah. Okay, baby.
There's a lot of girls out there.
I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck how your day is going. I don't give a fuck about how you're feeling.
You got 3 dates within 2
This is why June talks girls. No, because I always said too in the past, growing up in the fucking 80s and freaking 90s, the number one thing, because I was every hot chick's best friend. So all throughout high school. Jen, like I said, when I was dating fucking Mary's a Chris. When we were younger, I thought you were the fucking biggest player on the fucking planet because you had 1,000 female friends. I'm like, no, I had 1,000 female friends who would bitch to me about how awful their boyfriends were, but they would sit there and every single time, my boyfriend fucking beats me, he cheats on me, he treats me like fucking shit. So here I come saying, listen, I won't treat you like fucking shit, I won't be mean to you, but they're like, oh, I wish I had a guy that was like you. What about me? Not you directly, but a guy who was like you. Okay. Every single fucking time. Jen, mom, my sister said, Chris, you seem like the biggest. You had fucking 500 fucking girls talking to you all times. Yes, because I was their emotional blanket. That's why.
We're their emotional support animal.
Exactly.
Instantly friend zoned. That's what it was.
Every fucking time. Because
I hate that term.
But growing up, because I was only the fucking boy in the family. I had Susan, I had you, I had Jamie, I had mom. And the thing is, growing up all these fucking females, if some guy treated my sister as my cousin like total fucking dog shit, I'd get pissed off and defensive. If some guy was beating you fucking guys, I would jump in and get defensive. All these fucking women complain about the exact same thing. He's cheating on me, he's beating me, he never fucking buys me flour, he never writes me fucking poetry, so I'm doing everything you say you fucking want. But then you ignore me and go back to him.
See, the problem that what was wrong with that situation is what you don't realize that all the stuff they complain about is the stuff they actually like. Like,
yeah.
If you're a douchebag for some reason, that's the guy that's getting it all. Like, that's just a fact. That's just what it is. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always going to be.
Whether it was fucking, it was growing up in high school, whether it was growing up, getting older in my 20s, and even in fucking prison. The way these fucking guys would treat women, even me and Al have some coworkers that, when I say their fucking names, they would show me their text messages. The way they would talk to fucking females, I can't fathom how you talk to a woman like that. And I'm like, some of these guys got 3, 4, 5 girls at a time. They got 4 fucking girlfriends. I can't keep one. And the messages are sending these fucking women. I'm like, some of these guys got girlfriends and wives. And I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? And then all these fucking women complain. I hate men who treat me like fucking shit. But that's all you fucking date.
Because that's what they like. They like that guy who's so confident within himself that your opinion doesn't matter.
Pretty much.
It's like, yeah, I want that, and you want this? I don't give a fuck because I want me. It's that alpha male.
And they'll complain about it 1,000 miles an hour, but they're not leaving this guy.
And they'll complain.
It's part of the chase.
And they'll complain about me. They'll say, I'm a lesbian. I keep dating these horrible fucking girls over and over and over again. I wish I had someone like you in my life. I'm like, why don't you date me for? I'm a great person. Well, not you, but someone who's like you.
Yeah, like you, but
because you ain't asking to eat their ass. That's just what it comes down to.
You're not.
He did get a blowjob from the lesbian, though.
That's true.
But like Susan was saying, I know
it's
it's hilarious what Susan was saying, but she's right though, because I would just say jokes like, I'm always bridesmaid, never the fucking bride, because it's like, I'm not worthy to fucking date and to fucking marry. I'm the fucking bridesmaid. You can't get nobody. But like I said, these girls I'm talking to, all they do is bitch and bitch and bitch. I hate this guy. I hate my kid's fucking father. And they would complain about all these fucking things. And I'm like, you know what then? If all you females complaining about one thing, I won't be that fucking person. But then that's all you keep going back to.
Then
you should have just been asking one question, Chris. Can
I eat your ass?
Can you sit on my face?
No.
Use my face as your throne.
over
Then tell
time,
them to stop. Just you need to tell them to stop. You need to tell them, look, take a good hard look in the mirror. You can't blame anyone else but yourself. You go to assholes who abuse you, who treat you like shit. You're the fucking problem, not the guys you chase because you chase them.
Well, that's the difference between little girls and women. Little girls want to chase honestly, the bad boys, getting treated like shit, questioning whatever. Women will look for the good men.
See, the problem with that, though, is that usually by the time a girl becomes a woman, she's got all this baggage. She's got
100%. Thank you.
She's angry at every man.
Yep,
there's a whole lot of, And
actually, fuck, I'll ask this now because I'll ask Jen and Susan, everybody around the table. We had a friend of ours that, I won't say her name, but Susan will know who this is. This is a mutual friend of ours who works at a certain spot. She said to me, and listen, I am far from being any person who has an ego, thinks I'm better than any fucking person out there. But she sat down with me, she talked to me for hours at a time. She goes, Chris, here's a problem with you. And I was like, what's the problem with me? And she goes, the problem is you're finished. And I'm like, what does that mean? Honestly. And she goes, the thing with women, and she goes, this is coming from a fucking woman. She goes, I've talked to you, I've hung out with you, I've spoken with you, I analyzed you. She goes, the problem is that what women fucking thrive on, and everyone here give your opinion, no wrong answer. She goes, what women fucking thrive on is a fucking project. They want a fucking guy that they can change, that they can fucking fix. She goes, a guy like you comes along, she goes, no offense. She's like, you're already done. She goes, you know what you want. You're the kind of fucking man you are. You're the kind of fucking person you are. She goes, I'm not trying to sound cliche or kind of funny, but again, this is a woman that Susan knows. She goes, in a sense, you're fucking perfect. And I'm like, I'm far from being fucking perfect. Trust me. I mean, she goes, no, but she was like, you're perfect in the sense that you know who you are, what you want, what kind of fucking person you are. Women love to fucking fix guys who have fucking problems. That's why so many women out there, they date these fucking shithead, bad fucking boys that are fucking broken because they want to fix a person. She goes, the thing with you is, she goes, I'm not trying to blow you up or say you're whatever, but she's like, there's nothing with you to fix. She was like, you've already completed. And I'm like, I never understood how to take that, but like, that's a question I could ask 1,000 people. And I'm like, maybe she was right, maybe she's wrong, but this is a friend of ours she's got married now. She's gone through different guys, but she's like, the problem with you is there's no fixing you because you've always been the same person since I've known you. She goes, all these fucking women, they keep dating these scumbags because they're trying to fucking fix them. And she goes, a guy like you, but there's nothing to fix because you are who you are. And I don't know, I never knew how to take that.
I'll add to that. I kind of agree with that, but I don't know much about it, so I can't, confirm anything. But I have a friend, a female friend that I've known for years. I've known her for about 6 years. I had a conversation with her, and I basically said to her, just honestly, just any question I ask you, answer honestly. My question was, why is it that girls are like drawn to just the bad boy types, like, no matter what? And she said, in all honesty, from her own personal perspective, she wasn't trying to say all women are like this. She said this is her personal experience. It was easier for her to date guys that were just fucking fucked up because if things didn't work out, she could always blame the guy. Wow. She said she's met good guys and they were intimidating because if anything goes wrong, then you got to accept your blame and whatever happened. She said out of her mouth, it was intimidating to date guys that had it all together, that treated her good, that were willing to pay for the meals and whatever.
I can relate to that 100%.
She said it was intimidating. She said just a lot of times she just wasn't comfortable in that situation, feeling like, she said a lot of times she felt like she wasn't good enough. She was dealing with a lot of insecurities and always thinking, I'm not good enough for this guy, and at some point he's going to realize it, and at some point he's going to be out.
Wow.
And it kind of, both of what Chris said and what Al said, put both of those kind of perspectives together. One is a project, one is like insecurities, and it's kind of like a mixture of everything, I think. And again, I just like your friend said, I can't speak for all women, but it's kind of like all of the above. It is a project, and there's like, and like Chris, like whoever said that to you, like you're like the end game, but the problem is you are like the husband. You are the sweet guy husband that doesn't need fixing, but you need to be dating first to get to be somebody's husband.
Yeah.
Well, see, from my perspective, I'm an asshole, and I'm going to be single probably for the rest of my life. And I only have one motto. If my face is not drenched, I don't give a fuck. And that's just pretty much what it is. It's just like, if I'm not drowning in them juices, we ain't got shit to talk about. And that's just all it comes down with for me. Like, you ain't about to just, we don't have anything to talk about.
But this is that new age shit. I'm sure any female will listen to Junior, that they'll call Junior all kinds of fucking names. But like me and Susan, we mentioned a couple podcasts about like our little fucking buddy and shit too that used to work with us. And Marge. But it's like, we would make the fucking joke saying, like, I would make this fucking joke saying she knew my fucking son. She could have legit been his fucking, like, she's blonde hair, blue eyes. My son's blonde hair, blue eyes. She could have fucking been legit his fucking aunt. And I'd made a joke one time at Goodwill. I was like, you know, example, how do I raise my son? He was 9 years old, to treat fuck women. She's, oh, well, you know, treat women fucking great, treat women wonderful. And I'll say, you know, hey, Marge, because all you fucking dated is great, wonderful guys, right? And her face gets beat red. And because you've never dated a fucking douchebag, right? You've never dated a guy who treats you like total fucking shit. And you come to work.
When he's literally walking, all you hear is douche, douche, douche.
I made the fucking joke. This dude would walk into the fucking job and there was some sort of microphone in the background. You would just hear douche, because Al fucking Junior Elliott too. We got a fucking guy sense, like this like had the female sense. This fucking dude when he'd walk by, you could just sense fucking douchebag, you know. But I'd watch this fucking girl,
male radar.
And this is what I was like, Susan was saying too about her insecurities and what kind of person she was. But I felt like there was a time period I got to know this person where it's like, you know, she would just date the most horrible fucking douchebags, and I'm like, why are you dating the scumbags for? Because while she may be good looking, depending on the person, she felt inside of herself that
She's not.
I'm just saying, but and she felt that way though. She felt like, you know, I just say to her, why are you dating these constant scumbags fucking for? It's like, why aren't you dating a fucking good person? It's like, no, I said she was dating fucking douchebags.
Maybe it's the baggage, like Al was bringing up. The baggage will bring down your confidence and everything else.
But I would say to her, like, you know, she's like, oh, you should teach your fucking son to be nice to women, to be kind of fucking women, to be good to women. I was like, yeah, because that's worked out for his father so fucking well, right? Because
this is the reality. This is the sad reality of this situation. If you're looking for a woman you want to settle down, you got to catch a woman like in her late 30s, early 40s. Like anytime before that, she's not settling down with you. She's looking for the bad boy. She's looking for the guy that could be showed off to her friends. She's looking for all types of different things. The priorities are all skewed. But I can't say just women, because men do the same shit. Men are exactly the same.
Yep. I attest to that.
Yeah. Sue, what's your opinion before I go about what Chris talked about?
In the end, the reason women are the way they are when it comes to their relationships. When they find a train wreck, they want to fix it. And some guys are the same way. If they find a female who is complete and utter train wreck, they want to take her, fix her. And some women will hold it over the guy's head. Well, I put you here. I made you this. I got you here. How dare you want to find someone new because you were mine and you wouldn't have anything except for what I gave you. Some men will do the same thing to women in the end. But to go on the tangent of why women go after these kinds of men, they want to feel wanted. They want to have a guy that will sit there and if he's having like some kind of issue in some way, shape, or form, he wants to have that woman that woman wants to have him sit there and say, well, I need your help with this. They, above all else, any man could think he's in control of a relationship. He is not.
Yeah.
100%. He is not. Women are the ones in control.
I agree. Because as soon as the woman's unhappy, the relationship's over.
Precisely.
You're right. But then into this is a differences in generations. I said there was a generation where they said this is my fucking problem, being raised with a fucking mother, and I'm only the fucking boy in the family, and I have 3 sisters and a grandmother and a sister. I was raised like I said, we bust balls, but like Elliot would say too, to respect women, to buy fucking flowers, to write fucking poetry. But nowadays, it's why I sorry if it sounds biased, but I said I felt like women are in 2 categories. Because you have the hot woman, either she's so fucking hot, she feels like she's better than everybody else out there, whether it's a celebrity or a woman. Some of fucking Mary's co-workers, they feel like, you know, they can only date the hottest of the fucking hot guys, the dude with a fucking six-pack, the guy with the fucking Mercedes, or they're so fucking good-looking, they don't know they're good-looking, and they feel like they're this horrible, ugly piece of shit, and they date the most horrible, fat, just the scumbag guys because they feel in their minds, I can't do any better. When in all reality, they're beautiful fucking women. Said, I've met strippers who were like Playboy model strippers, and they date these fucking guys, you're like, dude, it's like, you're dating him? And this guy treats you like fucking shit. He treats you like shit because he knows he can treat her like fucking shit, but he knows her self-worth is so fucking low he can keep doing that. And it's like, it's a hard balance.
Before you say this, I know you're so patiently waiting, but I also have girlfriends that, you know, they're not a fucking 9, they're not a 10, they're not the hottest bitches to walk on the fucking planet, but they have their shit together. They don't want a project. They don't have time for a bad boy project.
Yeah.
Like, they have their shit together. So maybe, you know, some shallow guys are like, these women don't exist. They want a good guy, but like the guys aren't talking to. Did I just steal your thought?
No,
Is that where you're saying that? Oh, okay.
No, that's one of my thoughts. I got a long train of thoughts that I think out of all of us, I'm not to sound like I'm tooting my horn or to be an asshole. I think farther outside of the box, I'm a living fucking animal. I don't think like, oh, hey, I want to date this girl. No, I'm a fucking lion on the prowl. That is mine and I want it.
Yeah.
That is mine. I fucking love the way she looks. I love the way she walks. Love the way she smells. Come on over, girl. Let me cuddle you. Let me smell you. Let me get to know you.
I want to hop in on this and say that the only way that works is if she's receptive. Because if she's not, you are breaking the law.
No.
Thank you, Al.
Rule 1 of my book: I will never touch a woman unless she's like, "Hey, can I get a hug? Can I get a kiss?" I'm like, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
She has to initiate it. But if I'm not into her, I will say hell no. But I think, like, damn, I like the way she looks. I like the way she moves. I love the way she talks to me. I love her in general. Like, damn, I would love for her to be mine.
But like much as what Susan was saying when she's mentioning it's individual, it's like this is the problem I fucking have. It's like women can plan like either this guy he's overly confident, he feels like his shit doesn't stink and he's too good for me. So I come out and say, listen, I know my shit doesn't stink. I know, like I said, I don't feel like I'm pessimistic. I feel like I'm realistic. Like, look, I understand too. You see a guy like the fucking Rock. You see like a guy like fucking Ryan Gosling. You see a guy like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
I'm not
Ryan Gosling is ugly.
But why?
Well, ask 10 million fucking women on Twitter. They disagree
They're
with
blind.
But why?
Okay, how about Kid Harington? Exactly. Okay.
You can only be you, though. That my point is, you can only be you. And what you like is what you like. You're not wrong. You're not right. If other people are like, you're wrong, you can't do that. You're not fucking me. You're not paying my bills. You're not making me happy. Guess what? I knew someone for so long that I can before I even say a sentence, I know if it'll piss her off or not. Why? Because I'm not some person who's like, yeah, after about a month, I'm trying to make this chick my wife. No, I took over a decade before I decided, shit, you know what? This chick's been with me through my hardest times, through my worst events, when I was just not myself, when I was such a broken, disturbed individual that she stayed with me. No, she wanted to make sure as an individual that she cared about, I was okay, first and foremost, because she didn't want to see me hurt myself because what other people decided I was a fun thing to use.
The definition of a project. You were a project and she was fixing you.
But I'm a project that will never be finished. This project will continue to be drawn out. I will never be finished.
But she wanted to make sure that I was okay as a person first. Now, this day and age, we don't care about people's feelings. We don't want to, you're suicidal because something really terrible happened. I don't give a fuck. Hey, can you come over and spread your cheeks so I can splash that? No.
So I can eat that ass.
For 17 years.
You put love into ass.
With 3 S's. Not 2, with 3 of these motherfucking S's. I want to eat that ass.
For 17 years.
See, Junior's got confidence.
I got confidence. I will bite them cheeks. I will bite them butt cheeks.
But for 17 years, this chick made sure that I didn't hurt myself or end my life because terrible things happened. This is the person who stood beside me through thick and thin when everybody else either used me or abandoned me.
Yeah.
And I love her to the point where if she was never my friend, I can honestly say I would not be here right now doing these podcasts. I would be 6 feet fucking under.
Yeah.
Because everyone used me and I killed myself because I was just an object to be used.
Like I would say, but I was like, that's fucking, that's like 1 out of a billion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here kind of getting the feeling that you're bragging about this. Like,
no.
Is it just me?
No, the thing
we get it, and
is-
that you found a good woman.
No, the thing is, I
hard,
found a great friend. I found someone who
know
had
what you're
my
saying.
back through thick and thin. You can't have a girlfriend or a wife without having a friend first.
Well, we talked about
See,
that.
that's the men's perspective.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: when I lived, and I won't say names, with a guy in Florida. Obviously, not today. I
So
could
many
be
of them.
nobody's trophy wife. I ain't being nobody's trophy wife. But back in my early 20s, I was the epitome of trophy wife. You know, I was cute, I was smart, funny, whatever.
Long time ago.
Down to fucking down to earth, whatever. But,
Don't beat yourself
but the
up. Like,
thing
you're not a
was-
bad looking broad. Like, don't let Chris fuck your head up.
Listen, Chris is already fucked up in the head, right? He's trying to fuck other people up for his fucked upness, alright?
Like, back then, like I literally had to leave this man because I come from, here I am, a blue collar loser, if you will.
Exactly.
I come from working people. I can't, there's only so much daytime TV I could watch. I could clean the house, spick and span, I could have dinner ready, but I need a purpose, you know, like in my early 20s, I wasn't ready to have kids.
You're not Peg Bundy.
Right, I'm not, and
honestly.
I'm never going to be that way.
No,
and I don't want, I mean, he was making hella good money.
This dude was making
And, like,
over 6 figures a year easily.
Right, right. And it was just like I told him that I wanted to work. I had to fight with him for months before, like, it was really like, dude, like, I'm going to do this. Like, do you want me to move out? Like, I'm living in Florida. Like, I'm going to have to get my own place. Like, I'm going to do this.
Well,
then I wanted to go to school. He had an issue with that. Like, I'm not that person.
he wanted you to sit home all day and just fucking collect a paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Like,
he would have wiped my ass every fucking time I took a piss. But I was just, I cannot do this.
But this is why I've
not
said
where
too,
I come
when
from.
I started this fucking podcast, I wanted to get you and Susan in here because besides having diversity with black people and females and stuff too, and whatever the fuck Elliot is, because he's a, I'm not sure what he is.
Pretty much. I'm
Elliot's
out
a Frankenstein monster.
Jesus
there. Fire bat.
Well, it's a point, Jim. Like, you know, and listen, these 3 guys, because it's hard for me as being your brother and cousin, but they'll attest to it. You and Susan easily could hop on the internet and fucking make tens of thousands of dollars based on your fucking looks alone. But the thing is,
Based on your tits alone.
I agree.
Probably.
But this is why I respect
Money
you for
on the internet.
But this is why I respect you for, because you and Susan, unlike every cunt, I'm sorry, on fucking Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and whatever Instagram, you guys actually go out and you want to fucking work. Because like Jen, like you're saying, there is a million fucking women out there who would have stayed with that guy and they would have been content just sitting around all fucking day, sitting at the pool, doing nothing, drinking fucking lattes, drinking fucking margaritas, and just sitting home all day while their fucking man provides for them. That was great in the fucking 50s, and that's great if you can find a guy who makes 6 or fucking 7 figures a year. The average person, the blue collar fucking woman out there, she can't do that shit because the average fucking person now too, you have to have 2 adult fucking working people working at the moment, and even with 2 adult people working, they're still barely getting fucking by paycheck to paycheck. And this is why I said, Al showed me this shit, you show me shit, Ellie showed me this stuff. I can't see all these fucking cunts on TikTok or Instagram or Twitch. Oh, well, you know, you guys are fucking scumbags because you're not donating enough money to me. Like, bitch, go get a fucking job, okay? It's like you're sitting home all day watching anime. You're playing fucking Fortnite, and you want $20 a month for you can sit around doing nothing all day. Go get a fucking job.
Or if that's what you want, bitch, marry rich. Go find one of them sugar daddy motherfuckers because they're out there.
Yeah.
I left a sugar daddy situation. Like, I mean, he was my partner, he was my boyfriend, but it was just I am not that type of woman. I cannot.
And that's the whole point of fucking feminism, though. That's between feminism and feminazi. Feminazis want to fucking degrade men, treat them like shit. Feminism is like, no, I'm a fucking woman. I'm powerful and strong and fucking smart. I want to go out there and create my own fucking destiny. I want to get a law degree. I want to get a fucking job. I'm not gonna spend for my because. And I said this too, fucking from this episode 1. Eventually, you dumb fucking cunts on fucking Twitter, your tits, your big ass. Eventually, that's gonna fucking run out. And when you're fucking 40 years old, 45 years old, that shit's not gonna fucking fly anymore because now you're pathetic. You know, it's do you have me and fucking Al and even fucking Junior? We have at least a retirement fucking plan, a fucking pension. We have long term goals. What are you gonna be? Fucking 60 years old, still on fucking Twitch?
Right.
Well, Jen, before we get off topic, I gotta say this before we get off topic. All right, you ready for this?
Here it comes.
All right, ready for this? All right.
Yeah,
Tell your friends that they can use my face as a chair whenever they want, and they can come have a seat. All right.
I'll be sure to do that.
Tell your friends that I eat ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all
I'm
right.
sorry, no, that pissed me the fuck off too. My brother's fucking single. My brother can't get no fucking pussy. I got no fucking female friends. Jen's got like 600 fucking single women on her Facebook page. Like, I don't know a single woman. I'm not.
What you didn't do though is that you didn't tell her what I just told her just now. That you didn't tell her, like, yo, go tell your friends that I'm ready to eat some ass.
He'll tongue punch your butthole.
Jimmy's got like 200 fucking women on her Facebook page. They're all fucking single. They're all like, I can't find a fucking man. Okay, your brother's single, asshole.
So why don't you tell her? So why don't you tell Jen? Like, listen, tell your female friends that this mouth
At this
works.
point,
Let me show you what this mouth do.
Let me show you what this mouth do. And I'm saying mouth with an
so
F.
before we get to that, I'm so fucking desperate right now for affection. If you fuck Junior, I'll live through Junior.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
I just want to toss it out there.
No,
I'm not.
Did
I'm
you
not
just
trying
say
to
that
brag.
if Junior fucked your sister, you would
No,
live
I
through
said-
you.
No, I say I'm so sorry for affection.
my.
If Jen hooks Junior up, I'll be
Do
happy.
not repeat it, Chris. Let's not do that again.
Yeah.
Please.
You just creeped everybody in this
No.
room out.
Yes.
I'm saying this. I'm so fucking sorry for affection. If like Junior got ass, I'd be happy for Junior at this point because Jen's like, I hooked Junior up. Cool. At least somebody will hook the fuck up because I'm not getting hooked up.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing.
I will hook you up with these friends or acquaintances. I have a rule on my Facebook. I have like I don't even know how many friends I have on there. I'm not
Like 10,000?
Not even, but like the people that
Got
I'm
a
friends
lot.
with. I do not befriend strangers. It's always somebody I've had a beer with or somebody that I've worked with, whatever. But here's the thing: I will send leads your way if you will, but there's no fucking poetry allowed. Do not
No
I'm
poetry,
fucked.
no
Then
flowers,
send to
no
Junior.
buying chocolates.
Yeah.
fucking bride bullshit.
Maybe
Here's the thing.
growl at somebody.
Borderline
every now
shopping
and
at
then,
Dave's
but
Bridal
damn.
and you only know him for about 3 days. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the
I can
fuck
tell
kind
you-
of shit
Okay.
is this?
I can tell you that there will never be a point in time where I'm hooking any of my male friends up with any of my female friends. It's never going to happen. Don't ask me. The answer is no. Because
Okay.
I've had situations
safe
before
route.
where friends that I've had male friends and female friends that hooked up with each other, and
Yeah.
I'm good friends with both of them.
Yeah.
And then when shit starts to go south,
Yep.
I'm in the middle. I'm not playing that game. If you're
Precisely.
doing dirt, don't tell me nothing because I'm telling on
Precisely.
you.
Right?
Whoa. I am fully offended by this. I am fully offended by this, and I'm going to tell you why I'm offended. Because I don't give a fuck about feelings. Feelings? What's feelings? Feelings? Feelings?
Oh,
No. The only thing I want
Okay.
to do is get my face wet. That's it. I don't care about feelings. I don't even care how the girl's day went. I don't give a fuck how your day went. Are you going to sit on my face or not?
I don't care if she took a
Are
shower
you
or
gonna
not.
ride me or not? What the fuck is going on? Like, are we doing
Well,
this or not?
The dirtier the
How
better.
that move works for you? Because if you said that shit to me and most of the girls I know, they'd be like, you just I don't know. It just
I'm a
works.
piece of shit.
Because judged by the quality of fucking men that Jen dates.
I'm not a quality person.
Okay, so here's the
I
thing.
just have to go pee. I'm gonna go smoke quick.
If I had a female friend that I could have Junior, like, you know, have her sit on his face, like, yeah, cool, whatever, I'll hook you up if I can. You, on the other hand,
Oh, Christ, here it comes.
you are my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be aware of whoever I would hook you up with. Keep in mind, if there is ever even the slightest possible chance that this girl could be something, do I want this girl a part of my family?
Oh, God. It's not going to last.
But it's the sense of it. It's like, there has to be a standard.
Listen.
Like, okay, Lorraine?
Okay, she's a sweetheart.
Lorraine is my best friend. I would not hook Lorraine up with any of the guys in my family due to the fact that the guys in my family are insane.
Yeah.
And they would corrupt her poor, sweet, innocent mind.
Not corrupter.
Who are you sitting next to?
For example, I introduced her to Robert.
Oh, boy.
I'm tainted.
This is her brother.
This is my brother.
He makes me look sane.
That is sad.
That's saying a lot. Like,
That is sad. Robert is on the verge of becoming Mark 2.0.
Jesus Christ.
And it's the saddest truth. But here's the thing. Robert, I introduced him to Lorraine. They both were under the assumption that I was trying to hook them up. I looked at Lorraine and said flat out, no. No.
Oh boy.
I would never do that to you in a million years.
Yeah.
Because though I love my brother, and if he is listening to this at some point in time, yes, dumbass, I love you.
He will. Rob, I'm your older cousin. You're a douchebag.
He feels the same way about you, though, so it's it's okay.
Yeah, but at least I've had more sex with women than he has. So
yeah, but
it was pity sex, but still.
Either way, and it's sad because he used to look up to you.
I know.
Sad.
Why he would? Why would anyone look up to me? My little kid doesn't look up to me.
He's like 7 years younger
I'm telling
than
Christian,
you.
listen, when you turn 18, talk to your Uncle Junior, talk to Big Al, okay? Don't talk to your dad about women, because I don't know shit about women.
Specific.
Talk to Junior now. Junior's got to tell more than my son about eating ass. So he's got
you have to teach him more than just to eat ass.
Well, I know this. I know that there's a lot of things to teach here, okay? I'm just talking about something that I find a lot of joy in, okay? That's just what it comes down to. Susan, if you hook me up with any Slovenian friends, I will never talk about Longhorn ever again. I swear to God, I won't.
It's a good offer.
I swear to God, I won't.
Yeah,
I won't ever mention Longhorn ever
But
again.
we made a great point here.
But I don't care. Honestly, listen, the thing is though, it's just
Don't
that
mind me, I'll come to the bargain.
a lot of dudes pillow talk for pussy because of the fact
Like
that
me.
they have to work at it extra hard. Because when a woman wants dick, a woman's gonna get dick.
Yeah.
It don't matter
I learned
what
that the hard way, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it's not. It doesn't matter what situation, what time it is. It'll be like, all Susan got to do is make the text. Listen, I want the dick. And what's gonna happen? She's gonna get
All
the
it
dick
takes
within
is
an hour. Within an hour. He dropping
What
all
you
of his
doing?
plans. There is nothing else that needs to be said. There isn't even no planning out involved.
I will agree.
Am I right or am I wrong?
100%.
No, all seriousness. All jokes aside.
He's
All
right.
jokes
Gotta say
aside.
3 letters.
Yeah, no, seriously, all I have to do is say to him,
I'm
That you
coming over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would drop
I literally
all plans.
only have to say to my insignificant other,
Oh, yeah.
you know, hey,
Say it slower.
let's do this.
Yep, and
And-
boom.
And
so
he
creepy when I
is
say it.
literally like pulling his pants down as he's walking through the
They
room.
will
Jesus
move
Christ.
mountains in cars while half naked to get there.
Yeah, I've done that.
But, we make a great point because there's a lot of different perspectives about this. There's a lot of
Not to cut you off, to give a story, for example.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So, the last time he and I did whatever,
Whipped
At
cream.
the hotel.
literally, all he had to do was walk into the room,
Junior's taking
and
mental
he
notes
was
right now.
like pulling his pants down, ripping his shirt off,
Holy shit.
and pretty much ready to go.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
So
Give me some of that
therefore,
Bushman's.
yeah, all you
No
have to do is
comment.
Give me
say,
that goddamn Bushman's. My cousin's sex life's making me ill.
I know.
how do you think I felt?
I'm confused.
This motherfucker gave his girlfriend anal, and the first thing he did was text me saying,
I fucked my girl in the ass.
I fucked her in the ass. She's like Delilah.
He cried.
I don't
By
know
the
if
way,
I should
he
be
cried.
excited
Of course
or
he's-
disgusted by Sue's stories. I'm kind of in the middle, like,
So
how did that appear?
how often does a guy like me get anal? Of course I gotta tell you. It's like getting the lottery.
But you don't need to tell your cousin who's 9 years younger than
You
you.
didn't need to cry about it either.
That too. He walks into Goodwill, sees the old dude Win that works there. You've met Win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Win's
sees
a-
He's funny
Win.
as fuck.
He's a pervert.
He sees Win, and the first words out of his mouth, because Win has an obsession with Delilah from B95.5. So Win is constantly saying he wants to fuck Delilah in the ass. So the moment Chris sees him, he's like, Win, Mary's like Delilah now. I fucked her in the ass. And Win's like, good job, bud. I caught you well.
Nice.
Yeah. See, be honest with your girlfriend. So, honey, it took me 6 months to. I was like, honey, listen, we both know I'm not that fucking big, okay? You're barely gonna feel it. Like, so.
But see, we have 6 different perspectives on this. I'm not saying any of us
Chris
are
fucking
wrong,
someone in the ass.
but how we
Yeah, Mary.
Thank you!
but how we approach getting somebody
Yeah.
works for us.
Yep, sure does.
And none of
for
us
me.
are wrong, but we may not think anybody else is right, but how Junior, Sue, Jen, Chris, or Al get somebody, you know what? If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just unfortunately a fucked up individual.
We all are.
Al was just like, I gotta say something. Al is looking at me with such disappointment in his eyes. Like he's like, I have never in my life heard some shit come out of another man's mouth like this motherfucker.
Nah, I'm not. There's no disappointment here.
Okay, I'm glad because
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. You will never hear me ever down anybody for any of their sexual preferences.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it because
thank you, Al.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what it is that I value foreplay. I really do. I value
Al,
foreplay.
in the end, you are the last one to die. You may make it out of here alive.
I won't.
Wait,
It's already.
hold on.
Well, second to last, Jen's gonna make it out of here alive. Don't worry.
Hey, well, I respect every one of you and whatever
Elliot, you're the first one.
I'm perfectly fine
Chris,
like
you're
that.
second.
I've made
laughing, so
amends
it's
with
still
my makers, but I respect all of you. However you live your life, that's how you live your life. It may not be how I choose to live mine, but who am I to say you guys are wrong? You've lived your life. It works for you. It may not work for me, but why should I imitate you? Because then I'm no longer going to be me. Right. I'm going to be a fake-ass copy of you guys. Yeah, I may be weird. I may,
you're definitely weird.
The person I'm with for like 10 years because you know what? Hey, she may smell good just for me, and I appreciate that. Her skin may be extra soft, so I take the extra 3 minutes to touch her arm and all that. That's me. This is stuff that I love, that extra little attention she gives to me. Is it wrong on me? No, because I love her. Yeah. Write some poetry, motherfucker.
This is exactly the music that he plays right when he's about to write about 6 lines of poetry to a girl. This is exactly. He has this music ready. He's like, the love of my life, in which I want to give a high five. That's actually 2 lines in his poetry, by the way.
For me to take you.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Send that Shakespeare on Tinder, buddy. I went to England and got me some, okay?
Oh, fucking A. That's my...
Is your woman from England? You had to go to another country to bring her back in?
No.
That's worth the travel. What you mean?
But
International pussy.
Damn right.
I like to travel. I like to see other places because...
He's like, I traveled the continent for some ass.
Yup. He got a whole passport just to get some pussy. I'm on that wave. That's a whole mood, my friend. I'm on that wave. I'm gonna go eat some international ass. Bet that. I'm about to go eat some ass from the UK. Fuck is you talking about?
Oh boy.
The flavors might be different depending on where you go. Like,
it might be unseasoned.
Look, fart box tongue puncher. It's okay because you know what? At the end of the day, I can show a lot of appreciation for this chick. She saved my life, and I am forever grateful because I know I would be dead if it wasn't for her.
Holy fuck Christ. Oh, my stomach hurts.
You fart box tongue puncher.
I wonder how that ass would taste in Belgium. I'm about to go figure this out. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go to Belgium to eat some ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to just stop playing games.
Don't bring your dad.
Oh, hell no.
The exit, son.
Listen, you know the moment that I bring him, I ain't getting nothing from nobody at any point in time. He's gonna kill the whole trip.
Christ.
He's gonna be like, what you gonna be doing with her? You gotta go hit that,
Put on
aren't you?
my sneakers.
Oh,
It's like he said his dad's got 2 bricks of ash because there's no...
Okay.
It's 2 cinder blocks of feet because his feet are white and his whole body's black.
Okay, all right.
That man's feet smell better than mine.
Okay, let me tell
Well,
you
yeah.
something.
Most septic systems smell better than your feet.
Jesus Christ. Yo, Chris is such a good brother.
Cold-blooded.
I know, he's so rude, right? Yo, this is how he talks to some girls too.
Even if it's true, like,
true,
don't
though.
say it.
Yo, he be talking to some girls like this too. Like,
Yeah,
I remember one
it's
time.
true.
I remember one time I was in the car with him and Mary.
Oh, God.
I was in the, normally I'm a third wheel all the time in this situation, right? He's sitting there talking to Mary. And then next thing you know, he starts saying some shit along the lines of, well, I'd smack that big forehead, but, it'd be like, it's like my hand goes into space. It's so big. What the fuck type of shit is that to say to her? Like, bro, you be saying the most raunchy shit to females sometimes. That's another one of the problems you got.
To her credit, though, when Mary would give it back to me, it was fucking epic.
Oh, it was hilarious.
She would fucking get back and be so goddamn bad.
She would violate his manhood and it'd be funny
she really
as fuck.
Would, too.
It's funny as fuck.
My nephew's mother a moose.
She was pregnant, and she was calling her a moose.
I mean, she upgraded from moose to ogre, so I
mean,
wow. First time Mary met my kid's mother, she said, "God damn," she was like fucking Shrek. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mary, like, damn.
Did she have layers like an onion?
Oh, she definitely had layers.
Like I said,
big scary old guy.
Till the cows come home.
I wasn't joking. I went to fucking prison. I lost 85 pounds and she gained 85 pounds. All the weight I lost, she gained. I'm like, karma's a bitch, ain't it? Because
it had to go somewhere.
Because no, this is actually, I can ask Jen and Susan, but everyone can add to this too. This has been my fucking biggest problem with the past. Honestly, ever since fucking Mary died, is like, what's the difference? Honestly, Jen and Susan, but what's the difference between confidence and arrogance? Because this is the problem I fucking have. It's like
there's a thin line,
this is the fucking problem I go through with fucking females.
You can't ask a woman that because women don't know the difference. Because women will date arrogant men because they seem confident. Okay, that's a reality.
Ooh.
Like there are dudes, that are
I was breaking it down.
Being confident. Listen, there are guys who are confident, legitimately confident, that do like decent shit. Yeah, and there are dudes that are just dirt bags, but they are so arrogant and over the top with their douchebaggery that girls are like, oh, this guy is confident, and they chase after this guy.
And me and Susan,
I agree with you to a certain extent. That's what I was talking about earlier: a girl versus a woman. When I was younger, I thought a confident dude, but then I started dating him, and he was the most arrogant fuck I've ever dated in my life. So, but now, I'm 33 years old. Now I could see right through that bullshit right away.
And how's your current relationship going?
Not arrogant or that confident, but just none of the above.
But it's a cliche of like, Jen's a person where it's like, this is a problem I've had growing up. It's like, you'd have husband and fucking wife. My grandparents were Jen knew this, Susan knew this as well. Mm-hmm. We had fucking, our grandparents would fucking argue on a fucking daily fucking basis. But my grandfather, this woman fucking saved his fucking life. Almost like Ellie would say it too. My grandfather would say, Chris, my grandmother would piss him the fuck off, but she was his fucking rock. Like he could not live without her. But to the point where fucking Jen is just like, it's nowadays too, you see these fucking females, whether their relationships, their husband and wife, their whatever, these long-term fucking partners, all they do is they complain about this person on a daily fucking basis to the point where it's like, I thought the point of being with somebody is like to be happy. Is that the point? Is the point of being with somebody to be happy?
There's a negative thing that happens in the relationships where people will get together and then they start to keep tabs on the dumb shit that each other are doing. Yeah. And that's the shit that ruins relationships. Because they don't let go of it and they hold on to it and it just builds and builds and builds.
But to the point though, but overall though, you want to be fucking happy. I see all these fucking females out there. It's like they are so fucking miserable, and it's like all they do is complain. This happened again in my teenage years, my 20s, and my fucking 30s. It's like
the thing about that is happiness in a relationship is a myth. Like a person can't make you happy. You have to be happy on your own. Like you have to have things that make you happy where you got to be content in your own life. Because if you're relying on a person to make you, it's impossible. A person can't make you happy.
Well, this is the thing with my last relationship though too. She was fucking like just to me, and this is also why I've said this. I can say this on the podcast now. I don't believe that anybody's perfect. None of us are fucking perfect. All six of us are fucked up in our own fucking ways. You can't find the perfect person to find you. You have to find the perfect person that's perfect to you. Obviously, it's fucking to Al, to Elliot, to Jennifer, to Susan, to Junior, to me. Who's perfect? Like okay, say for instance, Mary was perfect for me. Mary fucking probably would have mixed well with Elliot, Junior, fucking Al. But she was perfect, the kind of fucking person I was. But the thing is, she made me fucking happy unequivocally. It's like, I wasn't spending every second of my fucking day complaining to Junior of how awful of a fucking person she was. The problems I had with fucking Mary wasn't her as a fucking person. It was her addictions, her fucking problems, her alcoholism, her fucking past relationships. But like said, she She made me fucking happy. It's like, but some people, their fucking their marriages, their relationships, they complain about these people on a daily fucking basis. Where it's like, but shouldn't you be with somebody to be happy? Isn't that the fucking point? Is being with somebody?
Yes.
And this is the problem I've had with fucking females in my teenage years, my 20s, my fucking 30s. They bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about these fucking guys. I'm like, well, why don't you break up with the dude? You've been with this guy for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, and you complain about how horrible he is. Break the fuck up with him then. It's like, shouldn't you be with this fucking dude because you love him and he makes you happy? No, he makes me fucking miserable. Then break up with him.
Well, here's my thing, too, is that, like, I have friends that I've had since high school. We're still friends on Facebook. People are happily married, this and that. I'm going to tell you what right now. My relationship of off and on 4 fucking years now, we have never been better because of quarantine. We ain't got nowhere to go. I can't say fuck you and go to the bar. We are stuck, and we are stuck, and we have never been better. Outside of the puppy dog stage that everybody goes through when you first start dating somebody, never better in 4 fucking years. Just being yourself. It doesn't matter if you want to drink a bottle of Jack at home. Guess what, bitch? You still wake up, and we have no work to go to. He works for the state. He was laid off too. Like, we have nowhere to go. It is what it is. You have to be real within yourself. We can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. The quarantine, I've seen it rip people apart. Quote unquote, happily married. No, it was a fake as fuck. Fake happily married. Fake dating. Fake fucking all this and that. You're putting quarantine. It's like being in a freaking jail cell with somebody. Like,
yeah, I'm definitely risking COVID-19 to go eat some ass. I'm letting you know that right now. I am prioritizing me eating ass over being safe from COVID-19.
That might be the
just letting you know
last on the list of things to worry about. I'm like, sepsis might be up there. I'm gonna tongue punch her fart box. COVID.
You damn right. Damn right. I'm tongue punching that shit.
She farted in my face, Chris. I was offended. Why
I wouldn't be offended. Shit, go ahead and fart.
Almost like to what Susan was saying earlier, though. It's like females I've talked to. It's like said when I get to know these people, I converse with them. I text them. I talk with them, Facebook, whatever. All he was complaining about, well, the guy I was dating, he was arrogant. He was an asshole. He was arrogant. He was an asshole. He cheated on me. He fucking slapped me around. So I come along and say, listen, trust me. When I say this, honey, I won't fucking cheat on you. I won't fucking slap you. I won't fucking beat you. Oh, well, you're not good enough for me. And I'm like,
okay, I have to say this.
You're too good for them.
I have to say this because you said this a lot on this podcast. You said this a lot on this podcast, and I'm going to boil this down. Do you understand how many dudes say to females on a regular basis, "I'm different"? Yeah. That is the 2-word phrase that women hear more than anything, more than "I love you," more than anything.
10 times a day.
In a relationship, they hear that I'm different. You can't. The worst possible thing you can ever say to a woman, especially on social media, is that I'm different. When a woman says all men are the same on Facebook, don't comment. Like, the worst possible thing you can do in that situation is to comment and say, well, not all guys are the same. I'm different. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to do this, because chances are they're probably the leader of the fuckboys. You got to understand something. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm a fuckboy, and I don't give a shit, because I embrace that shit. But I'm a fuckboy too.
I'm their leader.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit there and go on Facebook and sit there and say that I'm different. I'm not gonna sit there and say, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and say, well, I'm gonna treat you different and stuff like that, because in all actuality, I'm not. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like all guys are the same. Well, some guys are. Some guys follow the same trend. Some guys are the same. But you don't sit there and tell a woman that you're going to be different for them, because they'll sit there and be like, you know what? Because they're going to look at you like, yeah, you have the potential to be different, but she's going to look at you like every other guy, because how many other guys said they're different? It's like, I'm pretty sure Susan, Jen, any other female knows at the end of the day, you go on Facebook and you say all men are the same, guaranteed you're going to get comments under it really fast from guys that says, I'm different. Or that's not true.
Guys get on there and say, I'm different. Bitch, you don't know the men that I've dated, so what makes you think that you're different?
Exactly.
I've been through some shit.
Exactly.
So, what makes you so different? And just you being so arrogant to say that you're different, you don't know. You don't know that.
Then again, too, is it Jen? Not Jen. She's my sister, obviously too. Jen probably has fucking male friends where it's like, I hate my fucking boyfriend. I'm gonna keep bitching to my fucking male friend about how much I hate my fucking boyfriend, and your male friend's like, you know what? Well, I wouldn't be like him, but like, again, I'm gonna keep staying with this fucking guy who I can't fucking stand. But like this guy who's fucking the total opposite of the guy who I'm with, you won't give him a fucking time of day, and this is where I come in too. I deal with all these fucking females on a daily basis or whatever and shit too. I keep dating this fucking scumbag, break up with him. Well, I can't. No, you really can though. That's the thing. So you can end this fucking marriage, you can end this relationship, but you bitch to your fucking family, your friends, how much you hate this motherfucker, then break the fuck up with him.
Do you not understand that females over exaggerate a lot?
That's the thing. Like they all they want to do is
it's attention.
When they're bitching to you about it, all they want is somebody to listen to.
It's
because
attention.
They're gonna bitch about it, but they're not really as upset as they claim they are. Because when they get to that point, they'll leave.
That's it. That's
But
literally what it is.
But I feel like some people, and it could be fucking sexist, could be biased, whatever. There's so many fucking people, they're happy being fucking miserable.
That's true too.
That's the thing. And this is all the females I interact with too. This is all the fucking females. I am miserable as fuck. They break up with him. Well, I can't. Well, because I'm happy. So, how does it make sense to this guy fucking cheats on me, treats me like fucking shit. He doesn't text me whatever. The 10,000 things that you complain about. He doesn't fucking buy me flowers. He doesn't fucking write me fucking poetry. He doesn't fucking cook me dinner. He doesn't clean the apartment. Why are you still with him for? Well, because of then shut the fuck up then. Well, because all you do the thing is, like Junior knew this too. Obviously, Al didn't know her too well. When I was fucking with Mary, all I did was brag about how fucking wonderful she was.
That's true.
When I would complain about fucking Mary, it's because things like Mary had alcoholism fucking problem because of shit that happened with her fucking life. Overall, though, when I fucking talked about fucking Mary, I would brag about how fucking perfect she was. Women, though, all they do is complain about how fucking awful their fucking man is. And it's coming from a brother's standpoint or cousin's standpoint, if this dude is this much of a fucking scumbag, then fucking leave him then.
Well, here's another perspective on it though.
Before you do that, guys, I'm dipping out. I will hear the rest of this when it's uploaded.
Well, of course. Have a good one.
It's time for me to go.
Peace. We'll see you on the next episode.
Well, we already got 2 hours done, so that's cool. We'll probably go another half hour and it'll be done. So
you guys have a good night.
You too.
Cheers. Put them up.
My cup's empty.
I will see you next time.
So,
see you later.
as I was saying before, women want attention, and they get that attention by bashing their boyfriend for every little thing,
or their husband,
for every little thing. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the worst possible thing you can say when they're bashing their man is to say you're going to be better, because at the end of the day, you don't know the good parts of that relationship. You could see, she could say whatever it is that she wants to say, but there's good parts of that relationship that's keeping her around, and that you're not. And when you say, when you say things like I'm gonna be different when she's complaining about her man, she's not in the process of breaking up with her man because she's complaining about her man. Yeah. And this is something that I personally learned myself back in 2013 when I actually liked the girl. And I told her flat out, I was like, oh, I really actually want to date you. Like, I want to date you not because of the fact that I feel like I'm going to be different, but because you're actually really fucking cool. Yeah. And I want to actually treat you exactly how cool you are. I'm not going to tell you that I'm different. I'm going to let my actions speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever say I'm going to be different. I don't ever say, you know what I'm saying? I don't ever tell them like, oh, why don't you break up with him if you don't like him? At the end of the day, she's going to find out for herself just how much of a person, just how much of a douchebag he really is, and then she will eventually leave if it's really that serious. But for the most part, when women are complaining about their man, they're not leaving their man. Yeah. It's not something that's leading up to that. It's the fact that, oh my God, why did he do that? Why did he like this girl's picture on Facebook? I can't stand it when he does that shit. It makes me feel unattractive. You know, they're doing that because they want somebody to listen. Exactly. Because they know that when they talk to their man, it's just an argument. There's no communication. Yeah. So she's looking for somebody to communicate with. And if you're the person,
her side in that situation,
exactly, that's it. It doesn't matter. There's always 3 sides of every story. It's her side, it's his side, and it's the truth. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they want you to hear her side. Yep. That's just what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to hear the guy's side of it. You're never going to hear the guy's side of it because you don't care to hear the guy's side of it because you saying like exactly what you told me before. You're saying in your mind that you're going to be different. So you don't even care about what this other guy has to say because everything that this girl is saying, you're conveying in your mind, well, shit, I'm going to be the opposite of what this man is. Yeah. But what if the opposite of this man is worse than what he already is right now?
Well, maybe this is my problem. Maybe this is my issue with the females I date. Like, you obviously fucking knew Mary very well and shit too. Mm-hmm. This was fucking proof. Proof was in the fucking pudding. You know, we actually had documentation. We had fucking police reports. This dude was putting her in a fucking hospital, beating the fuck out of her. So, like, you know, off the fucking bat, I know as a human being, I can be better than you because I'm not beating the fuck out of my wife.
Well,
so it's like,
that's different. That's different.
But this seems to be like, too, it's like, I've always said, too, I seem to fucking attract the broken, the damaged, the women that are fucking battered and fucking abused because I am the opposite of what they're fucking dating. I'm the safe space. You know, I'm the fucking safe space where it's like, I'm not gonna fucking hit you. I'm not gonna cheat on you. I'm not gonna fucking be sleeping with 3 other fucking girls on the side. But again, it's just like some part of them. It seems like I always meet these women that are so fucking damaged where it's like I can't handle someone who is as good as you because I'm not used to it. You know, and that was a fucking problem with Mary. It's like, and she told this to you, told this to fucking Susan. She didn't know Al that well or Elliot that well, but she even fucking knew Jen. She would constantly fucking tell you guys, like, you know, I can't handle how good Chris is to me because he's not hitting me. He's not cheating on me. I'm not used to that. You know, and she was fucking beautiful, but she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle somebody who wasn't beating the shit out of her because that's all she fucking knew.
Yep.
I can relate to that because I knew a chick. I don't think I've ever talked about this. I knew a chick who was a crackhead.
Been there.
Like, she would go to Dunkin' Donuts and snort her line off of a trash can or the top of the toilet and all that. And I love this girl. I saved her life because her girlfriend got into a fight with her, pushed her in a graveyard, and she smacked her head against a tombstone. So I stayed up all night and just made sure she didn't fall asleep in case she had a concussion. Mm-hmm. And like a week or 2 later, we started dating, and just to later find out that she never quit. She promised me she stopped doing drugs. Sure. She never did. Apparently, we were expecting a child, and her system was so polluted that she couldn't handle having a child. And I was just like, so was it worth it? And she's like, what? I'm like, well, was the drugs worth doing this? I'm like, you know, you could have talked to me. She's like, well, I'm used to so much worse. I'm like, why couldn't you talk to me then? Because she was just used to the abuse. And I hated her for, I think, a good month before I understood. In her own way, she was sick. I mean, that may not redeem her, but I can understand. People are different. We can't change some people. No. We can only try to understand that some people are sick. And some people may call this a cop-out or whatever, but we have to expand our mind. Would I have made the same choices? I don't know. I think the worst thing I've ever done was weed. I mean, that's not even addictive. A lot of people are like, I can't go a day without smoking. Man, I quit cold turkey on the spot. Like
the shit me and Junior have done.
Yeah. But
I did too. Cold turkey on the spot.
Part of me felt empathy. The other part of me was highly selfish. Like, bitch, that was mine. The other part was like, I can't even imagine what you went through. And I think we just cut ties at that point. I was like, you betrayed me in such a way, I had to just walk away. But at the same time, I was like, I wish you the best of luck in the future. I hope you get the help you need, and bye. Yeah. That was it. It was like half I hate you, half best of luck in the future.
Well, to get off our fucking like Junior Al and Al said too is I'm 5 glasses in this cherry vodka, but we've done 2 fucking hours so far. I'm proud of us. We've for the most part laughed non-stop. So because like Junior said too, we haven't talked about, some of his friends have been listening where we haven't talked too much blue collar shit, but I want to kill another half hour where I've been writing stuff down for the past week, just small shit, just to get the fucking, obviously the topic off the whole, like, as we were recording our fucking last podcast, like I was saying too, Elliot was fucking kind of here, but like, well, Elliot, you weren't here, but you were. Junior was at fucking work. They were fucking setting fires to shit in our fucking neighborhoods in downtown. But before we get into that bullshit, because I feel like me and Al, Elliot and Junior weren't fucking here, so me and Al have said all we gotta fucking say about that shit. So regardless, I've been writing stuff down the past week just to catch us up on fucking news, on shit going on in the world. So This is my top one I'm writing down. So Ellie probably knows this. I'm not sure if Junior and Al know this, but have you guys ever heard of this fucking shithead called Jake Paul?
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Jake Paul is another, like his fucking shithead fucking brother, Logan Paul. He's a YouTuber and got popular by making shitty YouTube videos. Apparently, during the fucking, the George Floyd things, he was out joining fucking looters and stuff too. And somebody handed him, when they were trashing PF Chang's and stuff too, they handed him a fucking empty fucking, or free vodka fucking bottles and drinks shit too. He was helping fucking looting. Now, of course, some of his fucking scumbag fans, like anything, will say like, well, you know, it wasn't him. It probably wasn't look like him. This guy had exact same fucking build, exact same fucking hairstyle. He had a face mask on. Again, if I see Al with a face mask on, I know it's fucking Al or Elliot or fucking Junior. So, regards to, he was out during the fucking riots and stuff too. And this big article came out where it's like, yeah, Jake Paul was out. He was out fucking during the rioting and looting. And like reading through the comment section, like people would fucking say the guy's a piece of shit, and you know he's worth tens of millions of fucking dollars. He was out during the fucking looting process. He was helping fucking looting, even though you're a quote unquote top fucking YouTuber, and you were out fucking looting too. Which is like, you know, yeah, thanks asshole. So,
well, I mean, some people helped the situation, some people didn't, you know, and it's funny how there's a lot of people who I'll chime in on this a little bit because, you know, I wasn't here when you guys were talking about it, but it's just a lot of people did things for the wrong reasons. A lot of people did things that they weren't supposed to do. A lot of people did actual crimes. Like, there's 2 specific stores on Central Ave that were targeted. No, actually, it was 4. It was 2 cell phone stores, and it was 2 beauty supply stores that were completely wiped out.
And the sad thing is, those guys, the rioters and the looters, they're not even connected to the damn protest. They're just showing up to fucking fuck shit up and steal shit.
Yep.
Because they had the opportunity to.
Yeah, because the opportunity.
And they were not protesting for Greg Floyd.
They weren't protesting. They just showed us like, oh, here
Floyd.
it is. Here's an opportunity.
They don't even know his name.
Yeah,
ask all these people to his name. It's George Floyd. And also, while we're at it, I've had enough drinks, but I feel terrible for David and for Patrick. These are 2 security guys who were killed.
Yeah.
For just so people could loot the store. And guess what? People are like, you know what? I hate throwing skin color in this, but they were black. Why? If you want justice, why did they have to die? These were people who had families too. If we're gonna be angry, let's be angry. But when you start to kill people, guess what? You're no better than this cop that you hate. You killed people who are just trying to make an honest living. This is stupid. If you want to make a point, make a point. But when you start killing people and destroying livelihoods, I no longer support you because you're doing far worse than what you're protesting. So get your shit together. Look in the fucking mirror. Like you were part of this mob who murdered men who had nothing to do with this. Nothing.
I agree to an extent. The way I feel about that is, everything that's happening now could be laid squarely at the feet of the police officer who put his knee in George Floyd's neck.
I hope he gets the worst thrown at him because he is a terrible person who shouldn't have done that. That you never should have.
He had a history of doing it. And I mean, I know
was 12 charges, 12, 13 charges he had against him?
He had more than necessary at this point.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that's upset about the protests, and I'm not mad at the protests.
Me neither.
The protests needed to happen. The rioting and the looting, that's clearly a whole nother case, right?
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna defend the looting and the rioting, but what I am gonna say is, let's be honest. This shit, people being mad at the riots and the looting and the destruction of property that could be rebuilt and insurance could be paid, but they're not upset at the fact that this guy had a knee in his neck, was saying he couldn't breathe, was asking to be let up. He wasn't asking to be picked up off the floor. He was just asking to take your knee off my neck. I can't. And this guy just stayed on top of him till he blacked out. And even after he blacked out, he still kept his knee on his neck.
Yep.
And we've seen scenarios like that play out so many times. How many times is that going to happen until, does America have to be burned to the ground for laws to be passed for cops not to be able to do the shit they're doing? You know, and like I said, I don't want to blanketly paint all cops as bad cops because we know obviously that's not the case. But those cops that do make bad decisions and are doing dumb shit never seem to be punished in the way that they deserve to be punished. One guy is arrested when all four of them, three cops was on top of that guy. One cop had his knee in his neck and one cop was standing around. Yeah. All four of those cops need to be fired, arrested, brought up on charges, and put in jail. And you can't be more mad at the destruction of property than the loss of a life. A life cannot be given back. It can never be duplicated. Yep. Property could be rebuilt. Insurance could be paid. I get that people aren't happy and they're not going to like having to lose everything, lose their livelihoods. I get it. It makes sense. If I was in a situation where I was running a business and I had to lose it all, of course I'd be upset, right?
Give me a beer.
Of course I'd be upset. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that it's okay to prioritize property over a life, over a human life. Because nobody could give that guy back his life. No. We can't duplicate that.
We'll definitely get into that later because everything Al said too, this has been a hot topic. But I just want to finish up this article just like, according to this, again, this is just, was a Twitter person named Sugar Cinema. He responded saying that, I repeat, fuck Jake Paul. He's a millionaire looting while people are outside protesting, getting shot with rubber bullets, tear gas, beat by cops, etc. So it's like, of course, some of his fucking scumbag fans always say, well, this wasn't Jake Paul. And I'm like, again, dude had a fucking exact same build, exact same beard, exact same fucking hairstyle. It's more than fucking Jake Paul like anybody. You're a popular YouTuber worth tens of millions of fucking dollars. You were out fucking looting fucking liquor stores during the fucking riot, dude. You're a piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
Like, even if he was attempting to support the movement, why loot? Why break stores or why do all that?
I seen this Twitter feed. Someone's like, I guess his dad posted a video too. It's like, maybe Greg Paul, his father, should have talked to his son Jake Paul, who went out looting last night. And of course, Jake Paul, like anything, like his shithead fucking brother Logan Paul, they said like, I wasn't me. I was at home and stuff too, et cetera, et cetera. Like, all right, it's like, again, this is like, Chris's fucking clone, a guy who looks exactly like me, has my exact same facial hair, my exact same fucking build, my exact same haircut. I had a clone who went out too and who's looting liquor stores during this situation. Like, all right, dude.
I'm more upset with these people dying because yes, Al is right. All the stores can be rebuilt. All that property can be put back in. I'm upset because these people who were just killed. And that upsets me because it could be any of us at this point. I understand it. I'm not going to say it 100% affects me that, I demand change. I think people need to be held responsible to the fullest extent of the law for the terrible things that they do. I will never say, that cop, no. Hit him with the fullest extent of the law. But let's do it the right way. Unfortunately, because of the way the legal system is, it might not be to the extent we all want. But our thought of justice compared to what justice is two completely different concepts. I'm upset that, Patrick and David had to die. That sucks. That's what upsets me. I saw the videos of their corpses laying there because people shot them to get into the store. And I was like, why? This makes it so much worse. These poor guys had families too, and that's what upsets me. I've been so angry. I've been staying awake at night wondering if these people are going to come to my house. I have people to defend too, and it upsets me because I can understand what it feels like to have someone you care about taken like that. It's happened to me. It's happened to all of us. I think we all have a name or an image in our mind of someone who was taken away from us, and we might be either highly upset or angry because they're gone, because we cared, we love this person, we miss them. We would do maybe not unspeakable things, but there's a lot we would give up to see them for one more day. And I can understand. And I want these people to be hit with the fullest extent of the law. Cops, people just watching, videotaping, whatever. Hit them with the fullest extent of the law. It never should have happened. And I will never say, these people should die just for my... No. What happened could have been prevented. These people should be hit because of a power trip, because they thought they were better than someone else. They should be hit with the fullest extent of the law. But my thoughts of justice and what justice really is are two completely different concepts. And I want him to get hit with the fullest extent of the law.
We'll say.
But I think this kind of needs to stop because the burning of buildings, the burning of businesses are hurting a lot of people who had nothing to do with this. It sucks. I understand. People are angry. But at what point is this anger just too much? I can't see myself getting angry after this. It's so devastating. I've been so angry watching my hometown, parts of it burn because of what? We want justice, but
the issue is the problem that everybody has, the problem that people of color have with the justice system is that the justice system creates laws to protect monsters and to punish people that don't deserve to be punished. Like, think about throughout history, every time they created laws that just didn't make any sense. Like, let's go as far back as slavery, when they created laws that said that people of color were animals. Like, literally, they created laws. So how do we trust a system that we know will create laws to benefit one person and punish another person with no reason in between that makes any sense, like, logically? Like, they all throughout history, there have been laws that were created that justified brutalizing people of color, that justified it and made it okay. Even now, when cops do heinous things, there are laws that are passed where this cop can't be persecuted for this thing while he's in a line of duty because of blah, 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 whatever. You could look these laws up and find them where it's hard. It is very hard to convict a cop. Even if you know he's wrong, it is very hard to convict them because of the way laws are written. So how do we trust a justice system that we know create laws to let people get away with atrocious crimes and to punish other people for the simplest thing? Like, even now, there are like 20 states in the country right now where marijuana is legal. Right now, if I get caught with an ounce of marijuana, I promise you, because of the color of my skin, I would get hit with crazier time than the average person would get for carrying way more marijuana. You know, like, it's crazy. And I know that for a fact. I was in a situation that, like, my reality in America and the reality of the average white person is very different. My reality in America is, people will tell me, well, you guys are criminals and you guys break the law and you have this high statistics of doing these things. But then I would go to somewhere in Mississippi and almost be killed because of the color of my skin. That's my reality. I get pulled over by the cops for no reason. I've literally had experiences where cops have pulled me over and told me that they're gonna write me a summons to go to court, even though everything is legit. Even though my car is registered, my insurance is paid, my license is valid, I was doing nothing wrong. They pulled me over. I had a cop pull me over and tell me, well, I scanned your plate and your car is coming up as not registered. I was like, that's nonsense. You're crazy. My car is registered. It's illegally on the road. My license is valid. I'm insured. Everything. He takes all my information, goes and sits in his car for 20 minutes. He comes back to me and says, yeah, you're right. Everything is fine. But I'm still going to write you the summons because, like, why'd you pull me over to begin with? I was at a stoplight. A stoplight when he pulled me over. Where he was going the other direction, looked over, saw me, turned around, and pulled me the fuck over. That's the world I live in. Like, people could say whatever they want. The reality is, people of color are disproportionately targeted by the police, no matter what anybody says. And how many times is somebody going to have to be murdered or die or brutalized or have some crazy shit done to them before people realize, like, this? It's only so much we're going to tolerate. That's just what it is. That's just the situation in America right now. Right now, America's on fire because of situations that could be very easily corrected that nobody wants to correct because they want to hold on to whatever crazy belief that they have and not do anything to help people that need help. Like, that's reality in America.
Oh, I agree. I've been...
Like, I don't think that... Like, I'm not in favor of the rioters and the looters, but this is also a reality of America. America was founded on a riot. Like, the Boston Tea Party was literally the thing that started this country. And they rioted and looted and burned and murdered. They did everything then that is happening today, and that created the country. And right now we look back on that as a fond memory of the beginning of our great nation, right? So what we need is, I'm not advocating for riots. I'm not advocating for looting or none of that nonsense. What we need is comprehensive laws passed that alters the way police interact with people that they having their custody. And I'm not even saying, just people of color. If everybody should have, like, when you get pulled over by a police, if you are not doing anything wrong, there is no reason for you to end up dead. Like, if I'm not actively trying to fight or kill a police officer, there's no reason for me to end up dead. None. If you take me into custody for writing a fake check, why do I end up, and I'm not resisting arrest, why do I end up dead?
Because some terrible people unfortunately become cops. And I've gone to Crossgates Mall where cops have, when I was waiting for a ride, pulled me over and said, we're looking for someone who matches your description. I'm like, okay, what's my description? Oh, we're looking for a man who's 5'9", light colored skin, who is about 200 pounds, who robbed a store. I'm like, well, you got all that wrong, sir, because I'm over 6 feet tall, I'm darker than light skin, and I weigh about 260 plus pounds, so you're wrong. Well, I want your ID, boy. Well, here's my ID, sir. Like, yeah, I've been pulled over just waiting for a ride to go home from the mall. And I think it's fucking stupid that some people who have an ego become cops. Yeah. I've had a gun pointed in my face by a Hispanic cop who said he was going to blow my brains all over the cement and no one would care about me. And I looked at him and I was like, then pull the trigger. Let's see which one of us is on the news. And unfortunately, thankfully, I'm still here because his gun had the safety on. And he lost his job because I sent a complaint in that, knowing his name, knowing his badge number, but I was lucky. But I've get pulled over. I've gone to Texas before, and I've been called all sort of terrible names. I've been told to go home, spick this, dirty Iraqi terrorist, that. And I laugh at them like I'm not Iraqi and I'm not Mexican. You're such an idiot that you don't understand. You've never asked me or gotten to know me as a human being. Unfortunately, it's out there, and terrible people do terrible things. My thing is, death is not needed. Death is not needed because that does not make anything better by more people dying. I don't want people to die because it's a stupid endeavor. Anybody who kills should be hit with the fullest extent of the law. Yeah. I don't want people to die because I don't think any one person is better than another. I think we all do the dumbest shit at times, whether ethnicity, skin color, gender, age. I think we've all done some stupid things where we wonder, man, how did I get out of that situation without a worse outcome? And I just wanted to stop. Because I want everybody to just take a step back and be like, man, this is shit. This is all shit. My town is burning. This is shit.
In an ideal world, we'd never have to come to this place, but
we're here. Yeah, I know. I completely agree. We're here. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. And it's horrible that everybody is only paying attention because of a heinous act by a shit person. I hope he rots in jail. That never should have happened. And for the people standing around watching, I hope you rot with him. You know who you are. That was garbage. You should have stopped him. George Floyd should never have died. In police custody, he was supposed to be safe and protected, and you all failed in your duty. You get what you deserve. Wow. And I'm hoping the justice system works. And if it doesn't, I will be writing a strong letter, or maybe if I'm not such a lazy drunk as I am right now, I'll vote for someone to go into the justice system who will be like, nope, this shit will never happen again. But unfortunately, I'm drunk and stupid right now.
Before we get too deep in that, I guess about the news stories before I went, it's just for comedy's fucking sake, because that shit is deep and you can do a 3-hour podcast not alone. So, I heard about this fucking guy that was named George End, and has anybody here, because we're all fucking fat asses, has anybody fucking here ever eaten rattlesnake?
Nope.
Al?
I've never eaten it, but if somebody cooked it up right, I'll try it.
I
So,
try it if they know what
apparently,
they're doing.
this was 1937. This man named George End. He moved to Florida, and he soon discovered he could not earn a living for the poor conditions of his vegetables, especially since his farm was overrun by rattlesnakes. So he was curious about what rattlesnakes tasted like. So George decided to fry some up for his family. Tasting of chicken with a hint of quail, the rattlesnake meat was a hit. After successfully test feeding at a veterans gathering, George decided to make a canning plant for rattlesnake meat, and it was called Snake Snacks. They were thin slices of smoked and salted rattlesnake meat. By 1940, he was selling about 15,000 cans a year of rattlesnake meat. So, unfortunately, what happened to fucking George is that in the summer of 1944, he started in 1937. He was working with a 6-foot rattlesnake. It just arrived at his headquarters when the snake bit his right hand. For all the time that the 8 years he was working with rattlesnakes, he'd never actually been bitten by one. So, he administered antivenom to himself, but was ineffective, and he died in a matter of hours. This was a guy who was providing America with rattlesnake fucking meat, and a rattlesnake is what killed him. It's like, holy Christ, man.
Sounds like Orville Redenbacher when he choked on a popcorn kernel.
Yeah.
That's really how he went out?
Yep.
That's how Orville Redenbacher went out?
Give me 1 second. I'll
Holy
look it
shit.
up. Give me
At
1
least that's
second.
what I heard.
Hold up.
Fact check.
I'm gonna die eating ass.
I'm going to die between a bucket of KFC, a box of Popeye's chicken, McDonald's burger, and a Burger King Whopper.
Hey, at least you're gonna die doing what you love.
Damn right. Damn sure will die doing what I love. If she don't get up and I suffocate, so be it.
So Orville Redenbacher died in 1995. How did Orville Redenbacher die? It says he had suffered a heart attack while in his jacuzzi and he drowned. Holy shit.
That is worse than going out on a popcorn. I kind of wish he went out on a kernel. Like, holy shit.
On September 19, 1995, Redenbacher was found dead in his jacuzzi of his condominium in Coronado, California. He had suffered a heart attack and drowned.
How old was he?
Let's find out. Let's see. How old was he? He was 88 years old.
Oh, okay.
But he died in his jacuzzi, so hey.
That's a good way to go out, man, damn it.
Well, I said too, but it's just like, imagine, it's like all of us complain about how hard our fucking jobs is. Imagine how hard it is to go to fucking work every day, go out into your garden, you have to keep catching rattlesnakes and skinning them alive and eating them, and your death comes to a rattlesnake bit you.
But let's be honest, man. But when people have those type of jobs, that's not really surprising that that's the way he died. Like, if you're working with venomous snakes
Yeah.
and then get bitten, I'm not that surprised. Like, look at, what's his name there? Oh, God, I can't. What was his name?
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
Oh,
Crocodile
yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, he went out in a way that, like, to this day, I still salute him for the way he went out.
Yeah.
Like, he went out doing truly what he loved.
Yeah.
And
Anyone who's seen stuff of his son's actually living on in his legacy with that. He's still...
Oh, yeah. I've seen recent videos where Steve Irwin's kids, dude, he's following his dad's footsteps. You know, it's amazing how many sons they follow their dad's footsteps. And I just like...
Okay, first of all, we're not even gonna go into that direction and even look at me, because you know goddamn well I'm never following in his footsteps. Like, first of all, his footsteps are too fucking big for me to follow it. So why the fuck would I even want to sit there and follow those goddamn footsteps?
But there's millions of fucking boys who want to be just like their dad.
And I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I don't want to be like my father.
I'm definitely not one of them. I hate mine with such a burning passion. It would take at least 3-hour episodes to get through that list.
So, because I'm writing down random shit. So, you guys, I know a few months fucking back, I'm drunk, too drunk down. You know Elon fucking Musk, how he named his fucking kid that fucking weird, awful, horrible fucking shit. Have you actually, like, heard about what Elon Musk actually fucking named his kid?
No.
Holy Christ. So.
Something awesome, I hope?
No. So, his son is called XAEA-12 Musk.
pronounce it.
Good great.
Exactly.
Isaiah 12 Musk?
Yeah. So,
what is that, like a clone? Like he named his son a clone?
When you must get the attention of every woman, You Zion.
Yeah. So apparently, I guess that the AE in the kid's name is the Elving spelling of AI, which is shorthand for artificial intelligence and the word for love in several languages, including Japanese. The A-1-12, it's the precursor for SR-17, our favorite aircraft, because Elon Musk and his wife, they want to name their kid after their favorite aircraft. No weapons, no defense, just great speed. Great in battle, but non-violent, she added.
What the fuck?
The A in the kid's name is the name also represents Archangel, which the wife described as her favorite song. So it's just like X, the letter X, then AI, like how you said the letter A, then I. So they've been calling their fucking kid Ash, but apparently their kid's name is X Ash A-12 is a couple's first child together. So holy fucking Christ, like they had to change up their kid's name apparently because California has certain fucking laws. And I listened to this Stern, this was like years and years ago. This one woman tried naming her kid Tallulah Does the Hula in Hawaii. And California's like, you can't name your fucking kid Tallulah Does the Hula in Hawaii. There's certain laws. There's certain laws out there where it's even Howard would say, like, you can't name your kid shithead or cocksucker or blowjob or shit like that, There are certain fucking laws where it's like, you can't name your kid some weird, horrible shit. So
mistake number 12.
I might as well just name my fucking kid Southeast. You already got Northwest. I might as well name my kid Southeast.
Exactly.
So their kid's official name is X Ash A-12. So, yeah. So Elon Musk is he's a fucking genius and apparently a fucking cool guy, but like, Jesus Christ, why did you name your kid? Just name your kid Bob. It's like, for fuck's sakes, guys.
Because
there's kids that's named Cardinal Directions.
Yeah.
Cardinal Directions.
I mean, I thought Jensen Ackles was weird naming his kids Justice, Arrow, and Zeppelin.
Elon Musk has got him beat.
But,
so.
Wow.
But seriously, West.
Yeah.
Why?
His kids at least have awesome names.
Because they came from Kanye West and some horribly overpopulated chick who released
damn screen
yes, I do. Give me a second with that one.
Porno.
Before we get into that one, so because I've talked to Big Al about this, and me and Al a little bit older than the rest of the people in the fucking room. Me and Al have grown up with fucking He-Man. We're fucking massive fans, but I've already talked to Susan and Ellie about this too, because Kevin Smith has already fucking written and has already fucking done the new He-Man show that Netflix fucking bought. Netflix has right now, like they said too, Kevin wrote the fucking scripts, filmed everything and stuff too. It takes the animators, because what they want to do is, if you watch the original fucking He-Man, you can watch the fucking new He-Man. It's directly a pure fucking sequel, so it's gonna feel like nothing either. It's just like the Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal, if you watch new Dark Crystal, you can watch the original Dark Crystal and watch the new one on Netflix. It feels like it happened 5 minutes ago. So Kevin wrote a bunch of fucking episodes for this new He-Man show coming out, which is a direct sequel to He-Man, so it feels like it just left off. So different fucking companies out there like Screen Rant and shit been saying, like, Kevin's gone fucking woke, which I hate internet terms, but we all at this point know what fucking woke means, where it's like, everything's fucking female, everything's anti-fucking male. They tried saying that Kevin was writing his scripts to this character named Teela, which I forgot because it's been a while, that Teela was going to be the main focus of He-Man, she was going to be fucking gay, and He-Man wouldn't be in his show. Kevin hopped back on fucking Twitter and said, listen, no, this is total utter fucking bullshit. I wrote all the fucking episodes myself. This show is called He-Man in Masters of the fucking Universe. He-Man is the fucking main character. Teela is a good part of the show. She's an important character, but again, I'm not getting
He's supposed to be like He-Man's love.
He's not getting all fucking woke where it's like, now we're gonna fucking again start gender swapping our characters, making our fucking characters fucking gay. No, this is gonna be.
Well, they already did that with the original He-Man when they created She-Ra.
Yeah,
they created a female version of He-Man, and at the time, I don't know if it was to be like. I don't know if they were trying to be like fair to like male and females, or they just wanted to create a character to draw in the women.
It could have been,
his twin sister.
But it was the fucking point of how everything nowadays, we've seen this the past fucking 5 years, everything has just gotten so massively fucking political that the point of fucking Kevin making the show, he told these guys, hey, listen, no, this isn't some political statement. This isn't a fucking political show. This is a straight sequel to the He-Man fucking series. This isn't about fucking male bashing, making He-Man. No, He-Man is the fucking main character of this fucking show. When it comes out next year, it's going to be a He-Man fucking show. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it.
I can give you my perspective on this in a very, well, not very short, but a clear-cut way. Like, I honestly don't care what the fuck they do to the character of He-Man. They want to dress him in drag. I'm sure that'll piss a bunch of people off. I wouldn't care. My thing is, the only thing I need from Kevin Smith is a really good fucking storyline. Like, that's always my thing, no matter what I watch. A lot of people take fucking shows and they politicize it. They'll be like, oh, I don't want to watch it because of this or because of that. Whatever. Like, I could care less. I never ride that bandwagon of they change it to just give me a good story. Like, I watched that movie Bright with Will Smith on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I watched that I watched that shit like 1,000 times and I fucking loved it. And in my head, my mind was racing because I was like, this was so good. I could imagine the fucking spin-offs and the sequels. I could imagine the prequels. I could imagine the story of, well, what actually happened between, you know, the fucking orcs and the elves and the humans. Why is it the elves are not? And I had all these crazy thoughts in my head, and then I fucking go online and watch the reviews, and people are arguing about it's a political fucking story. It's about, you know, black and segregation. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's happening? Like, and people do that to almost everything. They fucking, it's like a really great story. Like, somebody could write a book or make a movie or a manga or anime, whatever, and it could be a really great story, and then out comes the people that politicize it and turn it into a whole different thing. And I hate even having those discussions because sometimes I just want to talk about how good the fucking story was, how awesome this main character is, how in depth the characters around him are, like how the story was phenomenal, how that shit made me cry, how it made me laugh, and then I go online and read the reviews and everybody's like, oh no, this was a women's movement empowerment, blah, blah, blah. This was anti-white and this was that. And I'm like, you motherfuckers are missing the point to the fucking stories. Like,
well, that's why I said, overall, though, I'm happy at least with this He-Man show. Because, no, there has been, that's why I said, I've talked to Elliot's brother Carlton about, like, you know, we would sit there, we were, all of us in the 90s, I wasn't the biggest fan, but I watched Star Trek The Next Generation. If you watch, like, say, YouTube, The Critical Drinker, if you break down Star Trek...
Weren't a fan, you said?
No, so I was a fan. I said I wasn't the biggest fan of Star Trek, but I was a very actually Star Trek.
Fine line here, buddy.
I'm saying I wasn't a huge fan of Star Trek. The Next Generation got me into Star Trek. But I'm saying, but there was like, you know, I liked the show a lot too. But again, I was more like the Married with Children. I was in Living Color. I like Star Trek Next Generation. Trust me, I'll rewatch it. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't like. At this point, there's Star Wars and Star Trek's fucking fans. So there's fans and there's fanatics. Like anything, too. I like Star Wars. I like Luke Skywalker. I like Star Wars. I like the thing. I don't have, like, you know, Luke Skywalker bed sheets and fucking pillows and toothbrushes and, like, some of these psycho people out there. So, like Carlton was saying, when you look at Star Trek Picard and you look at, say, The Critical Drinker, they rip apart how shitty Star Trek Picard is compared to Next Generation because nowadays it's so overly politicized, which we mentioned. Say with Supergirl and Batwoman. I can't watch Supergirl and Batwoman right now. Like, during the coronavirus, they've shown like 45% of all television has gone up, and Supergirl and Batwoman have lost like 80% of their fucking viewers because it's so fucking political now, where it's like, dude, all of us watch Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, He-Man, whatever, too. The point is escapism. We all watch this shit, too, to get away from fucking politics. And, like, Jesus Christ, too, Batwoman is fucking bashing fucking men. Supergirl's talking about fucking Trump. It's just like,
well, here's the
stop,
thing,
guys. Like,
here's the thing about that, though. Like, art usually imitates life. And they, like, any show that is going to come out, they're usually going to make references to anything that's happening in the real world. That always happens, no matter what time we're in. And to get mad because they're pro-women or they're anti-Trump or they're pro-Trump or whatever the situation is, that's crazy when you could just get lost in the story. Like, is the story good? Like, to turn away from it because this is pro-woman and I just want it to be how it used to be in the past, it's kind of a wild stretch. Like, it's almost like saying that if it's not pro-male, I reject every aspect of it just because it's pro-female. Like, that's kind of a wild leap. Like,
Al,
watch it.
Not to cut you off, I think this is what he's getting at. They are pretty much like honing in on like the politics of it rather than developing a good storyline.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm saying, if the storyline is good, then ignore whatever politics is. Like, trust me when I tell you, I could get lost in a political argument deep, like very deeply. My thing is, I will ignore all the politics, regardless of if I'm for or against whatever narrative they're trying to spin. If the storyline is good, I'm still going to like the show. There are shows that to this day, I know people that don't like it. They won't watch it because of people that played in the shows and whatever crazy situation they had connected to their real life. And to me, that's just as bad as being mad at the show for being politicized, because it's like if I like Robert Downey Jr. and I love him as an actor and he plays Iron Man and I love how he played Iron Man.
Yeah.
And there was a point in his career where he was convicted for drug use and everybody was ready to, everybody was on the verge of trying to end his career. And I'm like, okay, I get it. He's breaking the law. He's doing something that's not fashionable.
It was.
But the characters, though, his characters were phenomenal. I'm willing to even draw the line on that because I, too, am guilty of doing that depending on what your crime is. Like, if you're molesting children, then fuck you.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something like, okay, he was using cocaine, everybody was using cocaine. He just so happened to be the one that got caught. In Hollywood, everybody's doing drugs. That's just a fact.
It's true.
He's just the only one that got caught. And once he got caught, they tried to end his career. They ignored all the phenomenal work that he had done and all the phenomenal work he continued to do. And it took him forever to get his career back. And once he got his career back, he took off on an upward trajectory.
Yeah.
That's just, he was great. He was a great actor. And they wanted to cut him short for his real life antics, which I feel like is ridiculous because honestly, who would have done a better job than him as Iron Man?
No, exactly.
Nobody.
Well, even Stan Lee said, when I created the character of Tony Stark, he goes, Robert Downey fucking embodies what I created back in the 60s of Tony fucking Stark. So even Stan Lee gave Robert Downey his approval. Well, much like to what Susan was saying too, this is what I've watched YouTube videos and I follow people too. This is the fucking point we're making in terms of politicizing shit too. Movies back in the 80s and fucking 90s where it's like you could have strong female characters and it wasn't like polarizing where it's like.
But, I mean, sorry to cut you off. I know you're going to make a point. But understand that even in the 80s when those movies were made, they were also politicized. It's just that you were probably too young to catch what was going on because the politics around you weren't paying attention to. Yeah. At 8 years old, you're not aware of the politics around you. In those movies, they all have political aspects. It just didn't matter to you then because you weren't aware of it. And the movies were great movies. They were a lot of the movies in the 80s were great. He-Man was my shit. Yeah. And He-Man was I'll tell you this, and I dare anybody to argue with me. He-Man was a straight up liberal driven show. It was a show that was pro everything, be fair to your neighbors, be kind to people, don't tease the girls because she's a girl. They had all these messages that were straight up liberal agenda messages. There was a moral at the end of every fucking show, just like G.I. Joe, even in the Transformers. There were morals in these shows where they were trying to teach you a certain way to be, and they were all politically driven. But He-Man was still a great show. We fucking loved it. And now the politics are different. They're looking at it a different way. Now we're in the middle of the Me Too movement and it's all pro women and all this other stuff. And of course, shows that are created now are going to have that. I could tell you this. I just watched She-Ra on Netflix, the new She-Ra, right? And that shit is straight up 100% pro woman, rah woman all the way. Yeah. But the shit was a good show. And all the kids that are watching it now, they're going to watch that shit and they're going to love it. They're going to remember that shit in the future. And they have no idea about the politics going on around them right now. Yeah. And in the future, when that show is remade and the politics are different and there are different issues, they're going to remake it according to whatever's happening then. And people are going to be just as offended then as a lot of people are now. Yeah. And for me, I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong or anybody's wrong. I'm on board with you. The politics shouldn't bleed into every aspect of our life. It shouldn't. When I open a comic book, I open a comic book because I want to get away from real life. Like you said, escapism. Yeah. I want to enjoy myself. But it's just art imitates life. That's just a reality. Well, my only thing is if the story is good, I'll fuck with you. If you bleed politics into it and then it's a shitty story on top of that, I'm your enemy. Yeah. I'm public enemy number one.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I think that people have this fucking problem with too. Say He-Man, for example. Kevin's like he's not much older than fuck you or me. Kevin's only a few years older than me. Kevin just said, as a kid growing up watching He-Man, I'm just making a good He-Man show. I don't give a fuck about the politics. And that's we said too. With Terminator, with Alien, with all these fucking franchises, whether it's Lord of the Rings, anything too. It's like when you see Sarah Connor, we see Ripley from the fucking Alien franchise, Freddy Krueger, Jason. They were just fucking good movies, shit. So it's like Sarah Connor. you watch fucking Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Sarah Connor was just a fucking badass. She never complained about her gender. Nowadays, though, too, every strong female character, it's just constant fucking man bashing. We're just like, that's not equality. When all you're doing is you spend every fucking line in a film, every other fucking scene, constant fucking male bashing. Women don't want to see that shit.
Well, here's the thing, though. I agree with you. I'm on board with you on that one 100%. But this is the reality we live in. What is it going to hurt for them to man bash? It's not shit is not going to affect men on any level. Like, let them man bash. Like, I'm just saying, if you're man bashing and then your show sucks, I'm going to personally take time out of my day to come on your thing and leave comments on how sucky this was. Yeah. And you should have spent time making a better movie instead of man bashing. Well, I will take my time and come to your page and post that comment.
And that's the thing, that's a fucking trend we're seeing. Whether Junior talked about this before, too, with Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels was really back in the 60s, 70s. Yeah. Then we had the Drew Barrymore and Lucy Liu and Cameron Diaz one. Those two films, but they did box office fucking pretty good. That new one comes out, too. All it is 2 hours of fucking man bashing. It tanks like the fucking box office and like, oh, well, it's because fucking men hate women. No, the other fucking films did fucking fantastic. Your new film, all you do is fucking, first off, like everybody said, if I'm a fucking guy and I have a 13-year-old kid, my kid wants to go see a fucking movie. I might take my kid to go see a movie that's a good, entertaining film, or I'm going to take my kid to fucking, am I going to drop $20 to watch a fucking film for 2 hours? All it is fucking bashing me and my son. I'm not going to go watch that shit. It says, versus the older fucking movies were just about, take Alita Battle Angel. Alita Battle Angel had a strong female fucking lead. She was a badass, and she didn't spend the entire 2.5 hours shitting on fucking men. She got her ass kicked. She got fucking beat up. She was still a badass, but you can be a badass, but not constantly shit on men for an entire fucking story arc, too.
But do you know that Alita Battle Angel was also politically charged, and they wanted to show that women are equal to men and women can do what men can do. The whole when that manga was created, the whole concept of it was women are equal, right? Like, it was also a political message. And when they remade it, they basically remade it exactly the way the original manga and anime was done. Yeah. So they didn't stray from the story. They just basically said, here's this, this vulnerable female typecast character that's going to deal with struggles and overcome adversity and in the end triumph. And it's a great story. It's a story that we've seen time and time again throughout the 80s and the early 90s. It's just that the only difference is now the politics are different. That's the only thing. Now the politics are bashing men. And like I said before, I am not 100% on board with the bashing men, but I will overlook it if you make a good story. Like, if you tell a story and it's a great story, I'll overlook all your bashing men if you entertain me. But if your shit is horrible and all you do is bash men and on top of that the story is bad, then you deserve to fail. Yeah, and this has been the thing with the fuck. I watched A Drinker and other fucking political views or other shows too. Would say like, listen, there's nothing fucking wrong. Some women and stuff too. Some women your master, your mentor can be a fucking male. He can be fucking better than you. You can struggle. You can fail. You can have weaknesses. Nowadays it's like, no, I'm a girl. I'm perfect. I get everything right the first try. That's not realistic. Like the first time you go into a martial arts studio, you can't beat all the fucking guys in one hit in the first time trying. It's like if you watch Kill Bill. Watch that entire sequence in Kill Bill 2 where she had to train and bust her ass and get her ass kicked. She had to become fucking better. Fast forward to fucking 2020, met my master for the first time. I one-shotted him and I'm fucking perfect. And I spent an entire story arc where I never get fucking injured. Where it's like, that's bullshit. Again, like Sarah Connor. Watch Terminator 1 and Terminator fucking 2. How much Sarah gets her ass handed to her, but she's still a fucking badass, Nowadays, it's like, no, I'm a female character. I one-shot Captain Marvel is prime example. Captain Marvel, she fought fucking Thanos in Endgame. Nobody, the Hulk and fucking Thor combined can't take fucking Thanos. He headbutts Captain Marvel, does no damage to her. You're like, but that's not far off from her original character concept. Like, it's not like they altered that to fit the narrative today. Captain, she was that. She was that powerful of character.
Like in the comics, though, too. I've seen Captain Marvel fucking fight Thanos. She can't even fucking even dent Thanos in terms of the comics. Of course, in the fucking movie, that's the problem. People said going fucking forward, this is Marvel's fucking big issue. Marvel's big issue is she's got the Superman complex where she's so fucking powerful. What do you throw her up against when she's perfect? It's like how do you find it's like Tony Stark, the Hulk, fucking Thor, Hawkeye, whatever too. even Black Widow, they all at some point too needed to come together. Captain Marvel is so fucking powerful. If nobody can beat her, then what's the point of having a movie?
Actually,
you know,
but the same argument could be made for male characters that were even more powerful than she was.
Yeah.
Like the same argument could be made if there are male characters in the Marvel universe that are way beyond the power level that she's at, and they exist, and they fucking come up. They have their same struggles, and they have adversaries that challenge them. So, should we say that because they are that powerful, they shouldn't exist?
Well, I'm saying, Thor fucking fought Thanos. He got his ass handed to him. Hulk fought Thanos. Well, actually, obviously, see fuck Hulk Infinity War. Thanos beat the fuck out of Hulk in 20 fucking seconds. It's
Captain Marvel in the comics was that powerful. The original Marvel had fought Thanos several times.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to beat him or kill him, but he had fought him to a standstill several times.
Yeah.
And when she inherited the power, she wasn't as experienced as he was, but it was the same level of power. She shouldn't be able to kill Thanos just by showing up and flexing her muscles. Yeah. But she should be able to at least hold her own.
Real quick too. The thing with Endgame too, Kevin Smith had fucked the writers of Endgame. They had the writers who actually wrote Endgame. They said, listen, that scene where he headbutted her, that wasn't in the fucking script. That was added by the studios later. It's like we never included too him headbutting her and her taking, like I said, her entire fucking movie. She takes literally no damage. Her entire fucking film. Even Black Widow. Black Widow gets her ass kicked. She fucking bleeds. Captain Marvel literally takes no damage whatsoever. Hulk fucking bleeds. Thor fucking bleeds. Tony Stark. Everybody in the Marvel universe but one character. Even fucking technically speaking, Scarlet Witch is stronger than Captain Marvel. She gets her ass kicked too. Captain Marvel is literally perfect. She's fucking perfect. And it's like perfect is boring.
I'm not mad at Captain Marvel being that strong. And Scarlet Witch is more powerful than she is, but powerful in the terms of her actual power, not her physical constitution.
No. So, what you say, Elliot? Sorry.
No, I was going to say there's 2 points. In that movie, she was also backhanded by Thanos and gone for half the movie. And I was thankful because...
But he had to use the Power Stone to... And if his fight, he can't beat her. He had to use a fucking Power Stone to knock her away. He knocked her away. He did 0 damage to her.
Yeah, but that was... in the comics, that was Thanos' main shtick. Is the Infinity Gauntlet to impress Death. Yeah. He also gave immortality to Deadpool because he was jealous that Death loved Deadpool more than him. But also, I kind of lost my train of thought. But the thing is, also in the newest comics, Captain Marvel is a fucking alcoholic who hates men. She's like, she smashed her father's tombstone because her father was abusive. I'm like, wow, get in line. What makes you so special? You have superpowers. Oh, your father was abusive. Oh, we should just vandalize a tombstone? You know what? More people suffered through that before you were even the concept of a cartoon character.
But regardless, said the whole point was just like Kevin Smith, at least right now, as He-Man looking forward, He-Man's going to be He-Man. It's not going to be fuck this, like, people use this buzz term all over the internet. They use the term fucking woke. And it's like, He-Man, as right now, too, what's going to be, if you loved He-Man as a kid, you love it as a fucking dog. It's like me and Al watched all fucking Voltron. Voltron was fucking fantastic. Oh, yeah. Voltron wasn't political. You can't take a franchise with magical fucking space lions and make it political and shit. So, they
will. Well, they will do it.
But they didn't do that with this Voltron, though. This Voltron
they didn't do it with this one, but they could have if they wanted to.
And this is the problem. Said, well, overall, Hollywood is taking characters they're from the 70s, 80s, and fucking 90s, and they're making them like... It just said, Stan Lee said this best, and I've quoted this on Facebook a million times. Stan Lee's like, as creators and stuff too, as people who write comic books, it's not our fucking job to politicize our fucking fans. He goes, we can have some politics in our fandom. Like, obviously, X-Men. X-Men is an allegory to fucking racism. But he's like, I'm not going to make it so on the nose where it's like, I feel like I'm beating over the fuck head with politics. Like he said, Black Panther was never created to be a political figure. He's like, Black Panther is just a black guy with powers. That's it. It's like, but nowadays, said every fucking black dude, their entire story arc is like, it's all about their skin color versus their personality. And that becomes an issue with politics, but,
I love the X-Men.
Unpopular opinion, I can't wait for the X-Men to actually hit the MCU so Rogue can, touch.
Listen, that is by no stretch of the imagination unpopular. That is very popular, and a lot of people agree with you. Everybody's waiting because up until this point, X-Men have been unimpressive. Like, I can't wait for fucking the MCU to fucking do their take on
Logan
it. Well, here's the thing: I can't wait for them to hit the MCU specifically so Rogue can touch Captain Marvel, and then we get rid of that, like...
Because in the, I remember in the Uncanny X-Men that played on TV, that's how Rogue got her super strength.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
She took it from Captain Marvel.
Put her in a coma.
Well, that's in
years.
the cartoon, in the comics, everything. She put Captain Marvel in a coma and stole her powers.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and take this.
I'm not
And
mad.
Sex.
Professor X had to, like, block it out of her memories because it was such a horrible thing that she did.
Well, I'm not mad about showing Junior. But I have 2 more articles that honestly we're running low on time, so I'm gonna save this for next podcast because it's more fucking material because I can't believe we killed 2 hours just laughing about our drunken bullshit. And like Junior said fucking before, so he's had some friends where last podcast was obviously pretty fucking dour with the whole like our city fucking burning down and shit too. Sorry, but like,
And us updating every...
we'll talk about that fucking later. But I said we want to get back to like making people fucking laugh. We've already burned up 2 hours and 52 fucking minutes of just drunken, funny, hilarious bullshit. So I've got plenty more shit to write down. Next podcast we'll talk about. It's already 11:30. We started this shit at 8:00. So hey, but we had a good fucking time, you know. Despite all the bullshit going on around us, all the fucking shootings and killings and burning fucking, we found a way to kill 2.5 hours and laugh our fucking ass off. And I said no. Al broke down real quick. He didn't get too much into it, but Al broke down a few minutes of some serious shit, and we said that's the point of this podcast. We can laugh for fucking 2 hours, but also do a quick half hour of some serious shit. Like I said, I listen to Howard all the fucking time. Howard talks about fucking Trump for 5 minutes. You know, but people say, "Oh, Howard, you're too fucking political." He goes, "Dude, I did a 4-hour fucking radio show. I mentioned Trump for 5 goddamn minutes. This is not a political show. I talked about the president for 5 fucking minutes in a 4-hour show. Go fuck off." You know, it's like
love him or hate him, he's the president. If you don't want him in 2020, vote against him. You want him in,
and we've said this, and honestly,
it.
We'll all be here fucking come November, and I'll say this fucking at the time too. Come to fucking November, whether it's Al said this from episode 1 or Junior said this too. Come November, I don't give a flying fuck who you vote for. I just don't care. I really don't.
We're screwed either way.
What I'm saying,
Stop burning down.
But it's not my job or Al's job or fucking.
Stop killing people.
It's not Susan's job to tell you who to fucking vote for. And this is the fucking problem with celebrities. Celebrities are telling you, "Hey guys, I'm like whatever, Alec Baldwin, or I'm like Mark Wahlberg, just pick a fucking name, you know. I'm so and so, I've been in a couple movies, and I'm telling you, vote for this individual." And some people out there, you know this too, they're fucking...
Not Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg's the only person who doesn't
I'm just saying,
do that.
I'm just pick a celebrity fucking name, you know.
Yeah,
the problem is, these celebrities are saying, "Hey, I've been in fucking 4 movies, and you have to vote for who I vote for. What if I want to vote for your candidate? We'll go fuck yourself if you're a bad person." I'm not going to tell anybody who to fucking vote for. If you want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. If you don't want to vote for Trump, don't for him. I don't fucking care.
Well,
but
I disagree with you on that. I am definitely here to tell people who to vote for. Vote for Al 2020. We will get these foodies going. Like, we are going to
Al and his sweaty ball candles.
yeah.
I just want the money, so vote
I
for
completely
me.
forgot about the sweaty ball candles.
Well, I'm sorry with Junior too. Junior had a friend of his and we want to talk more blue collar shit, but we were laughing so hard for 2 fucking hours. But like, come next episode 2, the current fucking rioting and stuff to the current fucking businesses. My view is, before we run out of time, there's nothing more fucking blue collar than people who are fucking owning businesses and getting their businesses fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
That's blue collar in the fucking self. There's people out there who are living, they're out of a fucking job, they're out of a fucking business. How much more blue collar can you fucking be than talking about these fucking riots going on? Yeah. You know? But it's like, but unfortunately, it's said, I'm not upset, but we have 2 hours and 56 minutes of just us laughing our drunken asses off too. Fuck that. It's like, we're here to make ourselves laugh, make other fucking people laugh. Come next episode, we'll get to some more deeper shit too. But I'm glad after episode 10 was so kind of, you know, political and shit. We're not political, but like kind of serious. Now we just laughed our ass off for 2. And like Junior said, he's got fucking friends, all of us too. We just had a funny ass fucking couple hours, man. Like, we got drunk and laughed our asses off. That's all I care about. So
some more drunk than others.
Definitely. So next fucking time, I make sure I got a bottle of Jack Daniels versus this. It's officially gone. The Burnett's Cherry is gone. It costs $11.99.
Yeah, where'd you get the Jack Daniels from? Where?
BJ's, honestly.
BJ's?
No, Mom said BJ's. Jack Daniels is like $55. At BJ's, it's $40. Right. Yeah, it's $15. $15.
The alcohol stores around here have been burned down and looted, so they're boarded up, and you ain't gonna go there.
We'll talk about that next. Because today's Wednesday. We'll get Saturday. We'll get into that deep shit. But like, we're at 2:56. This could be this is our longest one yet. Holy fuck Christ! But like, everyone say your goodbyes. But like, we already know Al's goodbye. But like, Elliot, Susan Jr., say your piece.
I'll let them go first. I'm a gentleman.
I always say, protect your neighborhoods, protect your neighbors. Right now, more than ever, we need you guys to protect the neighborhood. These guys are out looting and rioting. Like I said, I don't agree with the looters and the rioters, but I definitely understand the feeling that drives people out to protest. The looters and the rioters, I'm not on board, but I'm not 100%. On the path where I'm ready to totally condemn them.
That'll be next podcast. That's a lot of shit to talk about. We can do 3 hours just on that alone.
The whole anti-police rhetoric. Understand, people, that for our society to function, we absolutely need police. What we need to do is change the way the police interact with every community, especially the communities, people of color. Yeah. We need to find a way to interact with them on a better way, train them better, do whatever we got. And us as a people that live in these communities, we also have to offer them the due respect. We can't just automatically be confrontational with cops and then be mad when they react in a crazy way. Yep. I'm not saying that everybody is like that, because sometimes there are those cops who will give you a hard time even though you're being good. Yeah. So what I'm calling for is for the people that we put in places to represent us, our senators, our congressmen, all these people need to pass sensible fucking laws that directly affect the way police interact in our communities. Like, we can't get rid of police. That's a stupid concept on its face. Yep. All police aren't bad. That's also a stupid concept on its face. I'm not here for the anti-police rhetoric. What I am here for is better relationships between police and the communities they fucking work in. Also, donate to your firefighters. Right now, the firefighters are going through some shit because they're being attacked and blamed and lumped in with all the other dumb shit that's going on, and they don't deserve it. Yep. Help out the hospitals. Donate to your schools and your libraries. Protect your neighborhood. Protect your neighbors. And now more than ever, we need it.
We'll get into that damn sure fucking next podcast. We're all a little bit fucking sober, so... But you guys know my fucking spiel. At some point, I gotta get off my fucking lazy, sober ass and write this shit down. But my first two bars would say, everybody here, Jen's gone, but we got 5 fucking people. All fucking five of us got our own money, guys. So I always fucking say that, yo, I don't want your fucking money. I don't need your fucking money. To piggyback off what Big Al was saying too, support people who actually fucking need your shit. We don't need your shit, guys. My bills are fucking paid. Susan's fucking bills are paid. The other 3 people too, their bills are fucking paid. Stop sending money to motherfuckers on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch and shit too. Support right now more than fucking ever. Support your local communities because they need your fucking help too. Some fucking bitch who dropped out of high school, who never went to fucking college, who sits around all fucking day and sits there and she watches, like, she plays video games and she never worked a day in her life. Fuck her. Help the fucking nurses who actually need your shit. Help them fucking businesses who just got fucking burned the fuck down. They need your fuck help and support, not some fucking random asshole on YouTube. Facts. So take your fucking $5, put it to where it fucking matters. Trust me, we don't want your fucking money, guys. Give me your fucking thanks. Junior had a friend who got tagged. We'll get into it more next time. I'm sorry, we kill a lot of time. You want to fucking give me recognition? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I can do fucking better. Help us to improve. Don't need your fucking money, guys. I can pay my fucking bills without you. I got a paycheck coming in fucking Friday. So I'm out, guys. I love you for fucking listening to this shit too. We just hit 3 hours and we're gone.